Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Imperial Holonet. I'm JID123,
And our red leader in Hillies.
And I'm Nero Cole.
and today we finally arrive, the moment you've all been waiting for, our Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens commentary. Dun dun dun
Yay.
dun 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 dun.
Hip hip hooray. Hip hip
Hooray!
Why not just do a
hooray.
yub yub?
Yub
Yup,
yub.
yup, yup.
Chip yub,
Yeah.
chub chub.
So, this movie,
This movie.
came out on DVD. It's a thing. It's a Star Wars movie, apparently.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
And we're gonna watch it because, that's kind of our thing.
It's our
so why not?
thing. So let's everyone get your timestamps ready to 000. Hopefully Blu-ray DVD doesn't matter this time. There's only one version of this film. So let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play.
What the? Why isn't it? Oh, there we go.
It takes a few minutes for mine to charge. And
This was really shocking in the theater, seeing Lucasfilm just show up all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was.
Because everyone thought it was like the beginning of an ad.
I
Or a trailer.
didn't.
And then all of a sudden just... Oh, and also, I did not think it would be Episode 7.
I didn't think so either. I didn't even know. I was afraid we weren't going to get an opening crawl, but then the other part of me says, you're stupid if you think they weren't going to put an opening crawl.
I was 50-50.
Yeah, there's a
on what-
massive debate right now on theforce.net as to whether or not there will be an opening crawl in Rogue One, and it's pretty interesting.
I actually have considered thinking about that myself in terms of Rogue One, because on the one hand, it's such its own thing that I would actually be okay if it didn't get a crawl. But on the
I'd be
other
okay
hand,
too. Because they did that in the Clone Wars, so there's precedent for it being done already.
Has been destroyed. What is this, a 90s animated show? With the support of the Republic, General Leia Organa leads the brave resistance, and she is desperate for... Okay, so that's the only line of setup we actually have for what the fuck the Republic is and what the resistance is.
True.
where did it say destroyed?
One sentence.
Surprisingly,
One sentence to explain the entirety of what our hero's group supposedly is.
Star Wars, people.
At
Star
least the
Wars.
Rebellion had an entire establishing scene
Well,
where
that
we
and it's
explain what they are in Episode 4.
Well, that and also, let's face it, Episode 4 politics is pretty simple. I mean,
Well,
Rebel-
that's because
Rebel-
Episode 4 is a setup film. That's our introduction to the world. This is the 7th movie. This is 35 years into Star Wars. You sure as hell should actually add more than just, a line to explain the state of the universe. Like, did we need an entire paragraph dedicated to Poe is talking to this Lore Santeca guy? No. Also, I like this opening shot, even though it's...
I did too.
Actually, something interesting that
This annoys me though, because it's been done in Episode 3. Like,
Yes.
you already did the upside down thing. Or like looking
I
at
do
it
like
from
the
the
shadow, though. Something interesting I just want to point out about the crawl and the transition shot to the opening.
Also, in new Imperial shuttles that actually carry troops rather than just being for military people, for like high-ranking officials, that's cool.
I want to say something, but
We
wait.
just had the shuttles for like delegates.
Actually, I wanted to say something. Something about this opening shot is like I feel like with the crawl, the crawl is very timeless. Like I feel like still something in the 70s, and then when you get to the opening shot, I feel like you're transitioning to like modern day filmmaking, and that's not the movie's fault. I'm just saying.
Like, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not the movie's fault. I mean, you're gonna have obviously.
But why would that be a bad thing?
No, I mean I can.
This is this new
it's
Star
still
Wars,
timeless.
the new generation. So
You're gonna have modern technology. Everything does look better just because you can't really have 70s grit.
And here he is, folks. Poe,
Oh,
Mother effing Dameron, in a shadow right now, but you'll see his face.
Derp. Red leader. Lord J.J. Abrams just on the prequels. Remember that he cut those.
Except he clearly didn't, but yeah.
Derp. That's.
To me, she's
To me,
royalty.
she is
So
ridiculous.
does he know, like, how, what is this guy's relationship to everyone? Not explained. And I get that they want to do that in the sequel and stuff like that, but
Or a book.
it's too vague. Like, the problem is they make a lot of this stuff important information. Also, I really like the Saving Private Ryan-esque nature to this opening scene for the Stormtroopers.
Here's something you can say about Force Awakens. The stormtroopers, they for the most part are kind of competent.
Yes,
At least if compared to the Return.
a lot more to the original trilogy.
Or just Episode or Empire more like him. Well, yeah.
Well,
So-
even in New Hope, truthfully.
No, Empire had them the better ones, better Stormtrooper. Well, they had both the best ones.
Eh,
Also, why do they land like this? This is the stupidest thing ever.
I don't know, but
Why would you land like that? Use the belly of the ship for cover.
I don't know what design. Oh, look!
It's designed like what? You can turn it the other
Hey,
way.
look! They're getting hits in. They're getting hits.
Yeah, but turn it the other way. Also, I like the blue X-wing.
yes.
I wish this was his ship throughout the whole film.
I love.
Like,
Also,
I like
just
the
a
black
question,
and yellow.
Are the new
What?
BB-8 is BB-8 like the new standard for droids these days?
Yes, he's not custom or anything. He's a new skin. Also, I like his helmet as well. I don't know why. I just like the smaller helmets. They're kind of impractical because they don't cover your job, but still. Also, there's miniguns at the bottom, which I think is a thing that exists previously, but still.
Well, they had that for the Millennium Falcon in Episode 4.
Yeah, but we didn't get it for an X-wing.
Yeah, we never did, but
There weren't. Okay.
it's a nice addition.
I love
Mhm.
BB-8s and
Yeah,
Poe's
'cause,
relationship.
yeah, you should have that ship. Also, like that guy could have been a Twi'lek. Why
Yes.
do we have to have all these original aliens? I like seeing new aliens, but do what the prequels did, where you mix it.
Look at that guy's flamethrower. I heard that flamethrower was real.
Well, probably that's how they do those things, the practical effects.
I love BB-8 and Poe's relationship to one another. They seem like actual buddies. Like I feel
Well,
like
that's the good thing about this movie is that they do a good job at making you believe that these people have real relationships, as you see with Poe and Finn, of course, with him and BB-8.
I feel like if like you know how I
Also,
felt,
Poe's freaking awesome right here, where he's just ripping them down one by one. Also, if he had just shot Finn right there, like this entire movie would have gone very differently.
Yes.
that Stormtrooper would be sad if that was Gary.
It's Gary the Stormtrooper.
It's not. It's his friend. What's his face? Who always falls. Which also I totally called this in the theater. I was like, oh look, that's Finn. That's gonna be Finn. He's gonna have blood
yes.
on his mask.
I called it too.
I called it.
Yeah, everyone did.
I think. Do you think Gary the Stormtrooper still is working for the First Order?
Unless he got
Probably
killed.
not. He's probably retired. Or oh no, he blew up on the Death Star. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, this blew up on the deck.
Also, I love Poe's face. That's the face.
Oh
of a
wait, I
man
gotta
who
turn up the
shot
volume. 'Cause I
himself.
just really want to hear. Oh, I love that
Like-
scene with Kylo Ren's ship and the
Also, yeah,
music.
this shuttle's really cool.
I love
Yes, I actually have the Lego version of the ship.
This is actually probably my favorite part of the score. I love just the atmosphere. Just that,
Well, I can't hear
The theme
volume,
overall
so-
isn't that good, but
Yeah,
It's-
it's no it's no Vader's theme, but I
Yeah,
guess.
this and the
But
the
then again,
when he kills,
Kylo Ren is not Darth Vader, as Rey has
of
specified.
course you could still make it a good score. But yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. I'm talking about like before this, like the score for it, the entire score, the 14 minute score, arrival at
oh yeah.
Kylo Ren's arrival, isn't that good. But also when we hear his voice, I was like, whoa, that's like I thought it would be more booming, but it's just kind of like something very. Just I don't know. His voice is very interesting to me.
yes.
In a good way.
It's not that vocoded. It sounds just like he's behind a mask.
There's a cool line coming up right here, and where Lord Santeca says, this is part of your family, and Kylo Ren goes, "You're so right," and he just chops him, and I like that because yeah, Darth Vader's my grandpa. He's awesome. Go Team Vader, Team Vader. Emo Kylo Ren for the win.
What do you think Kylo Ren's Darth thing would be if he ever became a Sith?
Darth
I don't
Wimpy.
know. I don't think they would allow him to be a Sith.
Darth Wimpy.
I don't think so. Darth Wimpy.
Also,
Also, I love the
Kylo
I
Ren
love
is
the
so
use-
overpowered.
Yeah, but you gotta give him credit for utilizing the Force in different ways.
Yeah, but how that? I mean, I get that you probably could. Here's the thing.
Pretty Snoke's.
It's heated. It's superheated plasma. So wouldn't it smack into itself and stop since it's plasma?
I don't know.
Holding it like that, it's not a beam of light. It only gives off the illusion that it is a streak. Also, I love Poe right here. Who talks first, me or you?
Oh, I got a question actually about this. There's
Oh,
some
can I just explain
Okay.
further with that? It's weird because it's a single like bolt of superheated plasma. So if you freeze it like that, wouldn't it cool down, or become like a thin like
I don't know.
spot?
I didn't pass science. I didn't do well in science class. You would have to.
It's just weird, kind of out of nowhere.
So I got a question.
And of course here's Phasma for like the few appearances she gets in this film.
So I got a
So
question.
I like how Poe's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like these people, like
God.
damn it, now they're killing the civilians.
So I got a question to you. There was some controversy by some people saying Star Wars Force Awakens is too jokey, and we've talked about this in our Clone Wars commentary. Do you think it's too jokey, or you think because everyone seems to crack a joke? Even
Sometimes the jokes don't land. Sometimes they're a little too sometimes they interrupt scenes where I don't think they should, but for the most part they're good.
I think it's balanced pretty decently.
I would definitely say Force Awakens has definitely the more adult tone, surprisingly, compared to like if you do through order of films, like Return of the Jedi is the most kid friendly. I mean, probably Revenge of the Sith is the second darkest.
No, episode 3 is still the darkest, I would say, because there's Anakin burning alive, dude.
And getting his stuff cut off.
That's dark.
Also, that's a lie. That reference right there to episode 6 was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I never seen that.
Get it? A droid walking and a thing looks at them. Like, did you need to do that? We get it. You like Star Wars. It doesn't have to be that close. Also, I like the fact that you get to see people in the background, like, running around.
I don't know what I've been told. First Order is good as gold.
Also, Poe's face, just like... They think that this is just some small little rebellion with some group with some stormtrooper or with some trained people with some Star Destroyers, but like seeing the inside, like how many troops there are and just how advanced they are, he's like, oh.
Okay, can I make a complaint? Why is it that Finn is the one that's all covered in dirt and stuff, but all the other troopers are fine?
I have no idea.
Really? I can tell. Maybe. Well, no, Phasma looks a little dirty, but maybe that's just the lighting and the...
No, I think that she looked that way before when you see her on Jakku.
I hope
because she doesn't clean her armor because she can't, because it's specially made. It's from Palpatine's yacht.
I hope they never take off... You gotta say one thing. They got a big actor to play this character, and she never removes her helmet. Kudos.
Oh yeah, they should never have her remove her helmet.
Yeah.
Also, Rey.
Yay, Rey! Everybody loves Rey.
Everybody loves Rey. I actually saw a parody of that on TV. It was on Facebook. It was hilarious. Everyone wears a mask in this movie, except well, not everyone. At least
except for Poe, except for Leia, except for Han, except for Chewie, except for Snoke, except for Hux, except for Lor San Tekka, except for Maz Kanata.
Well.
Only Finn, Kylo, and her wear masks.
Well, the strange thing is, in terms of the dynamics...
Technically, it's just goggles and a scarf thing, so...
And a scarf thing.
And now my heart is beating 20 times faster right now with the testosterone builds in me.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, look at that amazing Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it's cute too.
Which I love the fact that we actually get to see the size of these things. To quote Wedge Antilles, look at the size of that thing.
And Luke's like, you always say that.
What would y'all do if y'all went to a ruined Star Destroyer? What would y'all do there?
I would probably get on the bridge and then pee off it and see what happens.
I just explore
like all the way up high.
I'm making my cool personal hideaway. I'm making my hangout. My secret clubhouse.
I actually have a figure version of this. It's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. I love a Rey. I like that speeder. It's kind of cool. I actually had
speeder.
I should have got that. Then I could have had both Luke's and Rey's speeder. Paralleling. Oh, the fun fact is, poetically wise, I saw this movie 4 times in theaters. Get it? Oh, look, TIE Fighter helmet. Imperial TIE Fighter helmet.
And look, X-Wing.
I saw this movie 4 times in theaters. Get it? 4 times for episodes.
Don't address that, Cole. Don't. Also, that thing looks kind of fake.
Yeah, it does.
Also, apparently, were those the things that people said were Jar Jar's bones?
I hope so. JJ did in the prequels.
Is Jar Jar
why couldn't those things be Jawas?
That's a good question.
I mean, I like the whole Tito thing. I like that.
Tito, a small, brutish scavenger who roams Jakku's vast starship graveyard atop the lung best. Tito is constantly on the prowl for valuable technology. Oh, right. I'm just reading the Force Awakens visual dictionary, which I have.
Here's a question I have. Do y'all ever think we'll come back to Jakku in Episode 8?
I hope not.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same camp.
Oh, look, there is a Gonk droid. There's at least one freaking droid that comes back.
No, I saw. No, there's another one. You'll have to look when you watch.
Is it another Gonk droid?
I think there's another Gonk droid, but it's also...
I'm talking about more than just Gonk droids, though.
No, there was another droid. I always forget the name, though. Was the one that R2 did not... That Luke picked before R2.
And R5... but they're... I don't know. It's not something different or original, though. It's the thing. Like,
I have the bird's name also. It's called a steelpecker.
Would it be cool if we saw like a super battle droid just as junk?
No, the B1 battle droid that says junk. Like Mr. Bones. These iron beak Carson birds are drawn.
Yeah, okay, stop just reading from the dictionary. This bread thing was actually a really cool effect where they put a hose underneath. You can look up the featurette on how it was done. It's actually really cool.
You watched the featurette, or did you just?
They put it out like months ago, dude.
Okay, I didn't watch any. I'm a good Star Wars fan. I wait for our thing. Should I do like a
Dude, they put it out on the Star Wars website.
Gotcha.
Oh, of course, here's the other reference.
Wait, so you're a good Star Wars fan because you don't go on the Star Wars website, apparently.
Actually, I have gone on the Star Wars website a couple times, but I always like to go to other places.
Whose helmet is that? I remember that being a big thing.
That's a character, that's Rey something, rather.
Huh.
I don't know who the person is exactly.
I love Rey when she's wearing that helmet. She just looks so cute in it for some reason.
Well, I always said like she looked like a little kid, like wearing her dad's helmet, almost like kind of like she's Luke.
Yeah.
His kid, like if she's Luke's kid, like that kind of thing.
But if we all had that helmet, we'd all be wearing that, even though it'd be too big for us, and we'd just be pretending we're piloting X-wings, even though we're just on the couch.
Well, yeah, but yeah,
BB-8.
I feel like we spend a little bit too much time on Jakku. Like I like seeing what Rey's life is like. But my only problem is, did we need another Star Wars film with like the person's stranded on a planet, having to like make fine like their boring life and they're destined for something greater?
It's poetry. It rhymes. Just love me.
But the prequels don't do that, and it's for the better.
No, they kind of do. Episode 1 has a giant space station that gets destroyed at the end.
I'm not talking about the giant space station that gets destroyed. I mean the fact that we have another character living their, boring life who's destined for greater, that kind of thing.
Well, you could argue that Episode 1 does that.
Anakin.
Yeah, but it doesn't start off with that. And that's not the focus of the film.
Even though it kind of should be, considering Anakin is the star.
I wouldn't say that, though. I would say that Anakin doesn't belong in that film at all, but that's, not part of this.
Right.
It's just, why do we need to focus on... Like, I get that it's part of the story and everything. It's just, I kind of wish we had more Star Wars characters that just... More characters like Poe or Wedge, or Leia, who just know where they stand and are doing their thing. Instead of having to show the beginning of somebody else's story, can we just tell stories about people who have already started, their journey and whatnot?
Couldn't you make the argument, though, that this is the introduction, this is a reintroduction for a lot of people, so spending a lot of time in places like this is a nice catch-up in the sense?
I will just argue that...
Catching up on a world that we don't really know, that we'll never go back to, when there's worlds that we need to know about, such as what the First Order is and what the Republic is.
I will argue this
about.
Okay, okay. I'll argue this one thing. I'll make this one point, though. Was anybody missing the original cast when we were this far into the movie?
Nope.
From when I was watching this, I said to myself, if Han, Luke, and Leia never show up, I'll be happy. I like these people.
Yeah, which that's my problem, is either tell a completely new story about these characters interacting in that world, or don't shove in the third act, Leia and Luke and everything.
Well,
the third act is really clunky. Really clunky. Like, the problem is, it feels like it's a completely different story, and it's a good story, but, I don't know what the Resistance is and everything, and I don't know who, the Resistance would not be intimidated by you. What is the Resistance? It just feels a little bit like a cheap attempt to make a thing tied back into the original trilogy. Also, I love the fact that, he's screaming in horror and it actually feels really real. Also, Huck's the best character in the movie other than him.
Donald Gleason, also from Ex Machina. Yay.
Hux. I think people would argue that Hux and Kylo are sort of Vader and Tarkin. I would semi-disagree with them, because I think they have more of a dynamic relationship. Or just a more bitter one.
But yeah, Vader and Tarkin respected each other.
I wouldn't say Tarkin and Vader liked each other.
Read the Tarkin novel again.
They did like each other?
They become kind of buddies by the end.
Okay, I would argue. Okay,
they're not going to go out for beers, but they're
that's why I said I like in the sense that an evil person likes an evil person. But
speaking of beer, what is the closest thing to beer in the Star Wars universe?
Beer.
There's actual beer.
There's alcohol. Yeah, I don't know if they call it beer. Yeah, there's alcohol.
I almost said Romulan
There's
ale.
wine specifically in the Star Wars universe, but again, these species in the background could have been because it doesn't feel like we're in the Star Wars world. It feels like we're in another sci-fi world that's just taking a lot of inspiration from Star Wars for the first act. And well, like this is the first act of a good original sci-fi piece, and the second and third acts are good Star Wars stuff, but it just kind of is a little disjointed.
I can agree with that.
Could be worse. Could be Batman versus Superman. Hey-oh. I'm gonna make fun of that eventually
That
later.
has nothing to do with Batman v Superman. The comparison doesn't really work here.
Well, I'm gonna make fun of it later, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Everybody, ever notice that First Order Stormtrooper's armor looks very fatty? Or that's just Finn.
Does it? I always thought it was very sleek. Well, yeah, I guess you're kind of right there.
Yeah, I
Finn
guess.
looks
Yeah, I guess.
bulky. The shoulder pads are little. The neck and shoulder, like there's no neck.
Finn looks big, chunky.
Well, yeah, because there's no neck. Did you notice
Yeah.
that?
There's a neck when he takes off the
Oh, yeah, when he takes it off, the helmet goes down really long, which actually is a good idea because otherwise you're gonna get shot.
Yeah, you
I love how Poe like does the immediate like, why the hell is this? Like he actually does the smart thing and is like, I love that. I need a pilot. Like I do love that. Like especially because Poe's actually resourceful. He's like, yeah, I'll just manipulate this person and
I
help
love
him.
this. I love this joke here.
I love it when he says, "We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, man. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna get party. We're gonna get
No
laid.
problem. I'm talking to myself. I love that one.
I love that. Especially because Poe's like, oh shit, I picked the wrong person to be my pilot.
Oh, good job.
or help me. It's like
no, he can. No, he's saying, nope. I'm the Pope. Mother.
What do y'all think of the new TIE Fighter recolor?
It looks cool.
I really like it. I actually have a figure of it. It's so cool.
Nice.
Especially the back, the fact that there's a second person in it is really cool. My only problem is, and I'll get into this, it's incredibly nerdy, but nevertheless, if you care about Star Wars, you'd know this. TIE fighters, the reason the pilots have masks is because there's no, because TIE fighters are so cheaply made and they have no shielding and they're not very well sealed, so they Oh, by the way, this unauthorized TIE Fighter launch person thing...
the voice of Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Well, no, that's the person sitting there. There's a voice over the thing that says unauthorized TIE Fighter launch. That is, I believe, James Arnold Taylor, or the guy who...
Oh, James Arnold Taylor?
Yep, they did several of them. In fact, Sam Witwer was a stormtrooper earlier in the film.
Awesome.
Nice.
Everyone got
So
it.
I'll be
Daniel-
yeah, what I was saying was
Daniel
there's no life support. I finally found the word. There's no life support systems on the TIE Fighter.
What's the Empire's...
Which means that they are suffocating right now.
Ooh.
Oh.
They shouldn't be able to do this.
Is there anything that they changed that for the new TIE?
No, because the TIE Fighter still seemed like... I mean, I think he even says that a TIE Fighter doesn't have shields.
No, that's true.
Post says that explicitly, and that's the whole reason that we know they don't have, like... that they don't wear masks and everything. Is because they don't have life supports, they don't have shields, they're really... weak because they're one hit and a little hole and you're suffocated and pulled into the little hole and crushed. I do love this though, just their dynamic and the fact
They actually feel like they actually feel like real people.
Resistance.
And I love the swan where he gives to his family.
And yeah, I love how Poe's like trying to calm him down.
Yeah.
Like again, Poe's like kind of manipulative in a way, but also awesome. Like nice.
He's the good kind of manipulative. Like he's the kind of guy who'll get you the girl.
Also,
in the
these
bar.
turbo lasers, by the way, apparently the ventral cannon. Apparently, these are made of kyber crystals. They're really hard to make. They're shooting kyber crystals after them, which is why it makes such a big explosion.
Also, I love the little Kylo Ren freakouts later in the film where he just slashes shit.
Also, I love how he knows which person it was.
Yeah.
The fact that he sensed him earlier. But yeah, these are kyber crystals apparently, which that's cool. Though how the hell did they? Well, actually, because the place where Starkiller Base is built apparently is much like Ilum, so it also has kyber crystals. Not as strong. It's not strong in the forest, but. Yep.
All right, Joel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like watching the movie. Like I haven't watched it in a long time. Well, actually, I did watch it at school, but we were kind of in the middle of class at the same time.
How dare you? Well, no, good on you, Joel. You did the smart thing.
No,
Troy, I love it. We have to go back for a Troy. Oh, and I love how he's like, I don't care what color he is. No Troy. Oh, and I love the fact that like everyone like is always like, no, we're not doing that. It has a loop, like it has a theme to Luke, and like everyone's reaction. Damn it!
Oh.
Also, I love when he says right as he gets hit. That's great.
Captain Phasma doing something again.
Yeah, Phasma actually gets a line. Also, Hux looks like he's gonna like just spit on somebody right there. His
Yes.
face.
Oh, do you guys want to know a cool little tidbit of information I figured out a couple weeks ago? You know the scene where Phasma gets trampled by Finn and Han? No, it's actually Chewie, I think.
Yeah, Chewie.
Yeah.
That's actually in the trailer. That
Oh
before.
yeah. That was the first thing I remarked about was the fact that the scene we have in the trailer, her big
Nope, there's trailer
badass
scene.
moment, immediately gets followed up with Chewie tackling her off screen. I loved that. That was such a good using the trailer to your advantage sort of thing.
Here's
Is
a
that a
trailer
bad
scene, right?
take on his back? That's a Bantha take on his back, I assume.
As much as we're probably going to give JJ a bunch of grief, we don't hate JJ, unlike we do certain other directors who will.
I was going to take a break for a while. I thought I should add, I don't like the shipping because I feel like we need more platonic relationships in fiction.
Where they're shipping between. I don't see any shipping right here. At least
No, I don't either. I don't see any in the entire movie.
Oh, you're just talking about fans.
Yeah, and my whole thing is, I really I want all three mains, or at least for the most part, all three of them to be completely platonic with each other. I think that'd be awesome. Because after Elicity and everything, I just want an entire franchise where there's a trinity of characters and none of them date.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna get
And please, let's not do a love triangle between the three.
Exactly, that's my point. You have to avoid that. Now, I think somebody has to end up with Rey because that's the only way to stop Rilo from happening. But still,
unless they're cousins, that
fans will scream anyway. You know that.
Yeah, they'll scream.
You saw the Elicity shippers.
They can scream, but as long as nobody enacts on the screaming, I'm cool. Let's not.
Oh, so that's a kicking jacket.
I mean, I read.
Oh yeah, the jacket's awesome. It's like $200 to buy, but I really want it.
Oh, I really.
Oh, awesome.
I'd wear that. I wear that all the time if I ever had it.
Yeah, I love when we keep doing really cool action scenes and then we just cut to the boringness of Jakku.
Do we ever know how far they walked?
He walked a pretty far distance based on what.
It's strange that you say the boringness of Jakku because I always felt watching this film that at least the first time that this movie went pretty dang fast.
It goes fast. I'm not saying that it's slow or here. I'm just saying it's boring. The few scenes we have. I mean, at first, until we get to them getting to the Falcon, then it becomes really exciting. I don't dislike this stuff. I like seeing how Rey's life is. I'm just saying it's a little. Oh, I love that considering Team make a clone on me.
Third JJ's dissing the prequels. I'm gonna do that joke every time I hear.
That's getting old.
Okay, sorry, but I do actually like that he says that.
Also, these two bickering is not getting old because it's awesome, and I want the entire episode 8 to just be these two bickering. That would be amazing. That's the entire trailer is just them fighting.
You suck. You suck. No, you suck.
Oh, I like that transition into the smoke.
Yeah.
I do actually like how Kylo Ren used that. Hey, Clone Wars is still remembered even 30 years later. No.
Yeah, because it but that's 50 years later. But yeah,
no,
it's not like billions died in that war. It's a little important.
Finn actually, if in his expanded universe stuff, studied the ways of the Clone Wars troopers.
Yep.
I actually, did you say it was Rex? His styles as well, or you said something about?
No, he just mentioned some battles. I think he mentioned Malice Era or something.
Okay. Piggy.
Also, there's a character who's been cut out of the scene, Zuvio.
Constable Zuvio. Oh.
Yep. Also, I love how he gets knocked away.
Yeah.
By the big piggy. I call him the big piggy.
And I love how Rey does not need to be saved.
Well, Zuvio helped her out in the movie. Again, when she looks at the person that they actually edited this, Finn wasn't in this scene. When she looks, when BB-8 looks at her, it's supposed we insert the idea of it's because it's person wearing the jacket, but actually it's her looking at Zuvio. That shot right there, that's actually her staring at Zuvio, or something. And then this right here is her, I think.
Really, that's some good editing. Then I did not.
Yeah, and then this, of course, is her actually running at him.
Of course, somebody's running at the black guy. Somebody's chasing
the
black.
Come on.
Oh, hey, Black Nerd Comedy made that joke, not me.
Oh, I love how she just hits him. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that does have to hurt.
That's like Tim Drake's bow staff, where it's that's gotta hurt more than a fist. You're smacking somebody in the foot. Well, with Tim Drake, he hits them several times. At least you'll hit him once.
Hey, we've all had a messed up day, then.
Yeah, we've all had him. That was getting zapped.
I don't know. I mean, Ray had a pretty decent day.
He made 1/4 portion.
Oh, I love that one. Also, everyone says Dameron wrong apparently because apparently it's Dameron,
Dameron.
Cameron.
but
Oh.
everyone else says it Dameron.
You know they're gonna just start calling him Dameron. I even call him Dameron. I think Dameron sounds nicer.
I
Yeah.
wonder how much it costs to make BB-8.
Ooh, probably a shit though.
I actually can't believe he's. I love the model work on BB-8. So cute looking. BB-8's just all over the place now.
Oh,
in terms of marketing.
And now here's the beginning of the shipper's fan dream.
Rin. Would I call it Rin or Faye?
I bet Faye.
Okay.
Also, I love that. This is what Resistance people look like. This is what we look like. Some of us. Others look different. I love that. Where he's just trying to freaking lie.
And I love how later when Han calls him out, like says, "Listen, big deal." Women always find out. I love how it's that easy to see through Finn's lie.
Oh yeah, I love that. He's just like, "What do you mean? I'm a part of the don't." I love he just says no, and then Finn just gives up.
Yeah, like
he's just like
Harrison
no.
Ford's all like, I see right through yours.
Also, I don't need anyone to hold my hand thing. Yeah, that was a little obvious and on the nose. Also, I love that they're just shooting like everything. Like they're classic stormtroopers right now.
Yes,
they're classic.
They pick and choose when they're competent.
Exactly.
I would say though that overall they're more competent than incompetent.
Yeah, they're more competent. That doesn't mean they're not being horrible at aim right now.
Oh, that one stormtrooper pushed the guy out of the way.
I love that. Yeah, he's just like, get out of my way, man.
Get out of my way, man.
I'm a stormtrooper.
There's a song I'd quote, but I'm not going to do it.
What?
Move, bitch. Get out of the way, bitch. Get out of the way.
Now somebody needs to make a gif of that.
You know, in the script I read when Rey first looks at Finn, the script just said she studies him, but in the movie it looks like she's kind of like, oh, this guy's kind of cute. Like she's got a little smirk.
I don't know. She kind of looks. When she first sees him, she looks like she wants to freaking punch his face, which she does.
No, when he says he's a resistance fighter, he's kind of like, oh, resistance, eh? He kind of looks kind of cute. And then
she's fascinated in the resistance because apparently everyone knows what the resistance is, but us, we have no idea what the resistance is. They do.
I don't know. You don't know.
A backwater planet, people on a black backwater planet know, but we don't. Because, it's not like we're important. Also, apparently you could see the Falcon for a few seconds.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? I actually got fooled by the junk joke. I really did.
I did as well.
I did.
About that ship.
Rey always holds her teeth when she's mad, or it's just running. Like she's like, Urgh.
Wait, was that Rey Speeder?
Yeah, it was her ship.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I love this. Look, this actually got a standing ovation in my theater.
Me too, actually.
I got a whole. I love and that's the thing too, folks. If you ever got to see this in a theater, then you know just how.
I saw it on the first opening day.
I did too.
Let's just say that was like that experience alone would made it for me. Like.
Also, apparently, Pablo Hidalgo has pointed out that there's an error right here with the way the ladders operate or something.
Huh.
Oh yeah, because that canopy behind him shouldn't exist. There shouldn't be an area behind. I forget. Like the ladder, I think is supposed to be right there instead of it being a canopy where you go to the ladder. I forget. There's something wrong. Also, I love the way the Falcon moves here.
Yes,
we get to see that's because it's modern tech with
Well, also it's just able to hover.
Oh, that's true.
Like beforehand, you don't even know where the hover. I don't know where it hovers from though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either.
How does it work? I guess there's exhaust ports on the bottom.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I love how they crash this thing constantly.
In the novel, he actually got his arms ripped off.
By Chewie, yeah.
Nice.
Kind of pointless.
Also, after this thing gets destroyed, why doesn't he just go up to the second?
That's my question. I'm like, why don't you just go up to the Top Gun?
Oh, yeah, there is. I forgot there is. Oh, you're right. There is a Top Gun.
There's a Top Gun.
Top Gun.
And all of a sudden, Danger Zone starts playing. Also, I love the TIE Fighter pilots here, but yeah, all of a sudden it's just like, highway to the Danger Zone. Like, that would have made this movie perfect. Just all you do is
someone should make an edit of that. So if you're watching this, somebody play that song, Halfway to the Danger Zone, and have this scene being played.
Because I love they haven't updated the graphics on that thing.
I love that too. It's very authentic.
That's a cute little nod. I'm not gonna lie. What
if BB-8 had fallen down into the hole?
Oh, poor BB.
Oh, okay, so for the better part of the week, they studied and were repeatedly tested on different historical battles, many from the Clone Wars, some even earlier. So, that's from Before the Awakening. So, hint to possibly even the Stark Hyperspace War still being canon, or maybe
really?
even Revan. For all we know, they might be talking about Revan with the, pre-Clone Wars.
Let's see, who wrote Before the Awakening? Greg
Greg
Rucka.
Rucka, who's a great comic book writer.
Oh, that great.
Central, he had a great run on Detective. He's amazing.
He's gonna write something soon for Star Wars, I think, coming up. I don't know what it is though.
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all think we should have gotten more space battles?
Yeah, I wanted to see some space battles. I like the fact that we got to see a bunch of dogfights on land.
I do too.
It's a. You know what
But I still really wanted to see. Well, I wanted to see a cruiser on cruiser fight because we never got that in the original trilogy.
I would like to see that actually too. You know what? I just realized
the prequels only gave it to us really for a few seconds in episode 3, and it was amazing.
I do love that scene in episode 3.
Just that moment of just like trenches almost, like where they're just fire, or like it's such a World War II sort of thing.
You know what I just realized about I'm diverting.
Superstar
I'm sorry.
Destroyer. Which this is the Superstar Destroyer that what's his face was on.
Not maybe Thrawn guy.
Possible Thrawn.
Possible Thrawn.
We have 2 possible Thrawns who might be actually the same guy, and there might all 3 be Thrawn for all we know. We don't know.
We don't know. I still think he might be the ISB-8 security head. Speaking of which, at Rogue One again, I realized something about Rogue One. We didn't see any X-Wings or TIE Fighters flying. We saw an X-Wing on the ground, but we didn't see it flying.
We saw one getting pulled out of the hangar.
And we did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was on its wheels, but still.
Okay.
So, that was awesome, where they were able to do that.
Yeah,
that's some cool maneuvering right there. Not gonna
Also, that AT-AT was nice. But yeah, I finally was able to play a while back the space battle for Jakku on Battlefront, and it's so good.
We did a space battle on Jakku?
Oh no, you play on the ground, but in vehicles.
Oh, that okay. I've heard.
Also, yeah, nobody trained you. Like, you just pointed out exactly why this is bull crap, that she's that good at that. Like, I get the fact that she was able to fight. I get the fact that Before the Awakening, Rucka kind of fixes it with the fact that she uses a simulator.
Oh.
But constantly, but still. Well, and she did. Well, she says she's never flown before, but she actually did in Before the Awakening. In fact, can I just say that about Finn? Finn is not a good character in Kingdom of Content. Like, he's a good character here, but not nearly as cool as he is in Before the Awakening. Like, in Before the Awakening, there's this whole thing of, like, you get this sense that he actually isn't just doing this because, oh, I want out for vague reasons. He seems to legitimately care about, like, not order, but, like, people who he's loyal to.
Oh.
Also, this is awesome. I love how Dan pointed this out. He might not be able to actually
Force people?
Yeah, choke people with the Force.
I always just considered this like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe Kylo Ren's still like too good. Like Vader would first choke this guy out because he gave him the bad news. I feel like well, I don't want to judge Kylo just yet, but I feel like Kylo is a little more sensible, like saying, this guy didn't do anything.
Well, I think that's kind of proven by the end where he says, I don't know if I have the strength to do this.
Oh, also, do you think Zack Snyder does this when people tell him his movie
stinks?
Yeah.
And Kylo just cuts everything up.
Do you think Zack Snyder does that when people tell him his movies stink? He just takes his lightsaber and starts smashing everything. I'm gonna make Zack Snyder jokes because I would like it.
I love that. What girl? That's gonna be a vitally important line probably for episode 8.
The girl.
Like, he seems to know something. Like, the fact that there's this, like, why would he react like that?
True.
I don't know why, but I love this scene coming up. I love the way.
So, can we talk about that? That's actually important.
Oh, okay, but like.
Because, what do you think about that, Joel?
Oh, I just think it's cute. It's like way thinking, no.
Like, what when he says, like, what girl?
Oh, I thought we were talking. Oh, that scene. My bad. That scene. Yeah, I think it's gonna be important. I still hold the notion that he dropped Rey on Jakku because he.
Oh yeah, I think that's a. Because
he didn't have the guts.
The shuttle that I rewatched the scene actually the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The shuttle that drops her off. I thought from my second viewing. I thought was totally the There's the shuttle from Also, why does it have to be the Ilenium system? Why can't it be a pre-established thing? Also, I thought BB-8 was flipping him off.
I thought that too.
That's what I thought.
Y'all have really demented minds. I thought he was giving him a thumbs up.
No, I still that.
When I saw that, I thought I was like, whoa, that was a little too far.
I thought
What
that
it-
too, but I think the thumbs up is cuter now because now we got Poe and Finn's thumbs up, and Poe and
there's
BB-8 thumbs up together.
you got a
But
family? Got a boyfriend?
Oh, I hate the fact that that term even exists in the Star Wars universe.
A boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't like modern terms existing. Like, teenager should not be a term in the Star Wars universe either.
when was the teenager said?
No, I'm saying, like, that's a modern terms.
Oh,
Because teenagers, like, as a notion that was only created in the 50s.
that's
Why does he put his hand on her head?
Because there's nowhere to grab.
Well, what if he grabs something else, you know?
How? On her face? That would either be her shoulder.
What if he had slipped?
What if he slipped? Then he would have fallen either backwards or onto the console.
or on her?
That would have been
No, he wouldn't
hilarious.
have. That's not how gravity works. Do you fall horizontally?
Oh, okay. I said no, I don't. I tried
Oh,
to
that's-
avoid
Oh,
falling.
I love how she dropped that on him.
Dow.
Oh, now here we get one of the greatest scenes.
I got a standing
I like the
ovation.
fact that I'm not the biggest fan of the fact that they immediately why do they immediately think that this is the Imperials? The Imperials fly around in space freighters.
That's true.
Also, this is again like more like getting characters to certain points just so that we can do something with them, not
I actually
necessarily.
did get applause though for this scene.
I did too. But
Like, this
I'll
is
agree with
awesome,
you.
but I just-
I'll agree with you, Red. It is very convenient.
Well, the fact that they find them is a total bullshit thing. They just happen to be in range to not only pick up on it, but also to get there in time.
The Force. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
How does the Force warp time and space?
It's the Force. It helps. Makes Wedge Antilles the awesomeness because he knows the Force.
But even Wedge can't travel through time like that, through space time like that.
Not yet. Not yet. He hasn't figured it out yet. Just kidding.
And that thing can
Seriously,
understand
though,
you too.
Dude, how do they do that? They just all of a sudden appear. They have to have been within the system.
No.
Maybe they were coming close to finding the Falcon.
No, how would they? Why would they? He says that they gave up a long time.
Here we go. This is the guy
Oh,
you were telling me about.
yeah,
Duquesne. Duquesne. Yeah, that's the guy we were talking about in our episode 8 speculation. Was it
Yeah.
episode?
It gets mentioned again.
He's Solo. He's Han Solo.
So I just wanted to address this since we should probably talk about this. It's what we call a character.
No, the smuggler. I love that.
I love it.
And
Oh,
Chewie's
here's the-
reaction of like, is he a war hero?
Oh, and then the parsecs. 12.
Okay, let's get to some criticisms. People, and I would 50% agree with them that Han's character kind of retroactively goes backwards, but I don't want to say it's a complete reversal because he's definitely not the Han Solo from Episode 4. You know what I'm saying? What?
He wants to be the Han Solo from Episode
Yeah, he
4.
wants to be
Yeah.
that, but I don't even think he had it in him to be that. Like
Yeah.
if this were a Han Solo,
Just like Ben, he doesn't have it in him to do that.
like if this was the Han Solo from Episode 4, he'd kill both these guys. Well, maybe not kill, but he'd kick
He
them out.
wouldn't do what? What are you insane?
I don't know. He'd kill.
Han
Wait.
would just kill random children. Yeah, that's totally sensical.
He'd
Wait,
kick them
what?
out. He'd kick them out.
He just
though.
said that Han would have killed them. That makes no sense.
Or he'd
Yeah, I
kick
don't
them
get that,
out
huh?
quickly. He'd kick them out quickly and just like.
Yeah, but it wouldn't kill them. Are you
Okay.
insane? Which yeah, I do love that. Like, but also I like the fact that neither of them know what the dark side is.
Yeah.
Because the First Order would tell their people of the Force, but not the dark side.
Yeah.
People
I
like
knew him.
you gotta
Like
love.
we're on the side called the dark side, and we like kill people, and our society is based upon slavery and stuff like that.
I love the acting in this film. Like the expressions people give. Like when Han said Luke. Like you just that face. Han's like saying Luke. Yeah.
I want to see more of like this freighter and everything. Like where did they get this freighter?
I'd love to see it in a video game.
I would too.
We're probably gonna see it in the Lego.
What's Nan 2? Like they keep again. Like, this almost doesn't feel like the Star Wars universe because they mentioned like the Trillion Massacre and Nantu, like all the King Prana, all this stuff. What are these things? We have no idea, and I don't think they're ever gonna explain them. The thing is, we spent like 35 years explaining the inner workings of the Star Wars universe, and then now we have this movie that, other than the acknowledgement of the Death Star, seems like it's completely starting over.
Rest stars. Well, kind of is starting over in a weird.
But it's starting over in the fact that it's telling a new story, but it's supposed to be the same universe, but there's no acknowledgement of pre-existing species or planets.
I love
True.
these
I get that it's been 30 years, but it's Star Wars. For God's sake, the Republic existed for millennia.
Also, that armor looks kind of weird.
Although it does give way to a cool line. Tell that to Conjure Club.
Does anybody else think that kind of looks like Daniel Radcliffe?
I saw it looked like Daniel Radcliffe mixed with General Zod from Man of Steel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, he does kind of look like Space Shannon.
Like a young Michael Shannon with less of a beard.
And it's much like less beefy and tough.
Also, Han's smuggling skills have gotten very weak in his old age.
Because he's run out of people to con, that's why. Endure.
So that's the Ganja Club. I love that. But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know, why couldn't these have been like huts or weekways or something?
Oh,
I can understand weak ways. Huts might be a little hard to do because they're just.
You know what I mean, though. People working for the huts.
Oh, okay.
Are there any huts
of-
left at this time?
I would assume.
Oh yeah, totally. There's hundreds of huts. They just all sit around in their home planet.
Did anybody find it kind of racist that there's an entire gang of semi-Asian people?
Not really. I mean,
Not really.
if there is different races of people within the Star Wars universe, like within certain species, then they'd probably be together if they're like on a single colony or whatever, or breeding constantly with the same people.
I know that the red guy, they're all Scots, and these guys, they're all Asian.
How do we know they're all Scots? There's only one guy talking.
That's
Yeah.
true. You know,
Or the guys behind those helmets speaking to you.
I'm looking at my book, my Force Awakens visual dictionary, and in the map of the galaxy, Ratak Prime actually appears in that too.
Whoa, Wataka's still canon?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah, no, Rataka Prime and Rataka.
Holy shit!
Yay!
And I was just telling Dan the other day that the planet on in Rogue One looks a lot like that. Just in my mind, he was like, I didn't think of that, but holy shit, that's awesome.
Onderon's still canon too.
But yeah, in fact, I was just reading the Tales of the Jedi stuff, which is all about Onderon.
Let's
first-
see.
The first
Is that
issues
what Freed on Nod?
no, it's Ula Quildroma. They talk about Freedom Nod though. They're currently setting that up. And then the second story is set during the time of Freedom Nad, but it's focused on Nami's Sunrider.
Gotcha.
Rataka Prime is in the unknown regions on this map. It's like
Yeah, because it's like far away from it.
same.
But so Wataka Prime is still canon. That's weird, but awesome.
And
Does
then
that mean the Infinite Empire still exists? Does that mean that in this continuity it's still canon that like Twi'leks are artificially created?
I don't know, but it's right next. It's a little higher above Starkiller Base. It's in that same. So the First Order is in that area.
What if they used? Oh my gosh! What if Snoke is a Ratakan?
Does he look enough to be a Ratakan?
The Ratakan deal a lot with genetic manipulation.
that'd be cool.
It would. Oh, I love race face. I love that look.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh my god.
Maybe the Knights of Ren are the Ratakan way of the Force.
yeah, possibly.
What's this?
That would be an interesting way to go.
So what's the difference between Ratakan Prime and Ratakak? Ratataka and Rakata.
Ratakan, or
I'm just looking at the map here.
is it one where the bald people like Ventress live?
Oh, Ratatak. That's right.
Yeah, Ratatak.
Ratatak girl. Oh, Takodana. That's right next to Ratatak.
What's Takodana again?
Takodana. That's Maz Kanata's planet. Sorry,
Oh.
I actually have some of the planets right here on the map. Yep.
Ray is
Also,
really.
this Rathway scene is completely pointless, which is
Yeah.
why we're talking over it.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's true. I would agree with that. But I
Yeah, I
but
agree.
but
This
it's
whole
fun.
sequence is a little pointless.
Oh yeah, did we really need to meet Han in this way? Like, why couldn't he have just been on the Falcon?
Yeah.
It would have been so easy if we just found out that he's still on the Falcon and that they were just on it when they walked in and they're like, the Imperials are chasing after us. We have to save Luke, or we have to get to Luke, and he's like, oh shit, and then he helps them out.
Yeah.
I know.
All you needed.
Also, do you think the whole thing of him liking the also? Don't you think it's a little weird that he's never used Chewie's crossbow?
Oh yeah, that made me weirded out. Kind of
Kinda was
like,
a little-
really, all these years?
Yeah,
Chewie's
you've never
very
used
protective
it.
of his crossbow, people.
Also, Zalabar could totally take that bullet and then shrug it off.
Chewie's getting more baby.
Zalabar is so much cooler than Chewie.
I have a question. So how did the writing order for this film go? Like, some people, well, I heard a podcast say JJ wrote the final draft, and like Kasdan and Ernst wrote the first and second, Or is it did J.J. Arnsworth the first and Kasdan and J.J. wrote the second together?
They probably
James
partnered on
Wan.
them.
Okay.
Also, I love when he pulls out that thing.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
Arnsworth is still in the credits.
Also, I love the fact that we finally do hyperdrive inside something.
Yeah, which probably would rip that entire inside apart. Which, by the way, why is there no shield?
There's no shield?
Yeah, I can't see there being, like... Look, right there. There doesn't seem to be a deflector shield right there, or a gravity shield, but they seem to not have been sucked out into space. So what just happened? Was that completely open?
I do not know.
I do not
And here
know.
we see it, the probably worst part of the movie.
Yes, Starkiller Base.
It's definitely stupid. But I would like to write a book about its origins. Oh, and here
Doesn't
is...
change the fact that it's stupid.
Oh,
Also,
and here's
Last
Ezra.
Jedi. So I guess that means that there are no other Jedi survived from his order, which sucks, because that means Kip and Corrin and everyone are dead if they did exist at all.
Oh, and here is Ezra, Darth Maul, Dave Filoni, Hondo.
Whatever you want to
Wait,
call him.
This really wowed me, because I thought he would be like a last scene kind of thing.
I did too.
I was surprised he was even in the movie.
Also, he looks really furry.
Does he?
Yeah, look closely. He has a lot of like fur on his head.
Well, that's balding hair.
No, like on his like cheeks and neck.
Any of you? I assume you two like.
Yeah, he
Andy
is so
Serkis.
pointless in this movie. He's just there for setup.
You don't like Andy
I-
Serkis?
No, I like
Yeah,
it.
but Andy Serkis is cool. But, the character's just there for setup.
Yeah.
Here's Snoke and his two
So is this where we find out that Ren is
I was kind of taken aback by this.
Oh yeah,
I
this is
will-
where we find out about it that
Yep.
he's Han Solo's son.
I was kind
Which
of
I so called this.
I
Yeah.
was kind of taken aback, surprisingly, for a few seconds. Like I felt it, but on the same time, I was. Oh, you're right. He's.
I was
kinda
like, it's on. Oh yeah, it's on. He was not.
Whoa, Solo. I like
Also,
how
even you, Master of the Knights of Ren. I thought he said last of when I first watched this.
like last of. Oh, really? That's funny.
So thank God he's not, because I really want to see them. But yeah,
What were those?
Yeah.
Look at all those scars on his mouth. Like
he's
for,
like, I will not be seduced, and you cut to Yoda in episode 5, and he's like, you will be.
you.
Oh, will be.
You know, I once thought I saw.
Also, the holocron reveal was really cool. So
Yeah.
either he's really small, or as Mr. Sunday theorized, he's like King Kong sized.
I think he's really small.
I think
yeah.
it just turns out to be
They said
normal
he's
size.
They said he's 7 feet.
It's possible, but they could always change that. It's still got time. You know, there was one scene with Snoke and another scene coming up. Try to look at his either it's left or his right side. I feel like it's like almost a good chunk of his skin's torn off.
Oh yeah, somebody got 3D. They've shown us the 3D models, and it's totally gone. It looks horrible.
Jeez. Sadly, I'm curious what that story.
Also, am I the only one who's annoyed by the fact that Rey keeps being better at his ship than he is? Like, I'm fine with her being a pilot. I'm fine with her, being good at everything. But I just don't like the fact that she's better than Han with his own ship.
Well, couldn't you make the argument that he's gotten a lot worse about maintaining the Falcon at his current age?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but then how would she know about that then? Also, I love the
I
fact that
thought
we.
she
Yeah,
knew.
that's an awesome reference.
I thought she knew Orcon Plut, whatever.
Yeah, but it
installed
doesn't mean that she would be allowed on that ship.
I thought she was kind of like his assistant. I don't know what they're.
No, she's just everyone works for him.
Everyone works for Orcon.
Look, they're all in line giving him shit.
Yeah.
Also, yay, the galaxy map.
Or at least a chunk of the galaxy maps, not the full galaxy.
Well, the important parts of the galaxy.
I thought that was the one with Leia had that one. This is the Outer Rim.
Oh, yeah, this is the small one.
It's
I get confused on this. He was
Wouldn't it
creating
be
a new
cool if,
generation of Jedi, and they're all dead. Thank you for destroying so much continuity just to make your characters feel more important, JJ. Thank you. On the behalf of Corran Horn, Kip Durin, and all those characters, thank you. I say as I give the bird.
And nobody cares about them because Star Wars.
Except for the shitload of people that do.
But you're so small and puny.
Except not really, because there's a shitload of people that do.
I don't believe it. I don't talk to people who do that.
Well, yeah, so that doesn't mean that they don't exist.
But to be fair, who knows if the Jedi are really gone? They could be hiding.
He says Last of the Jedi, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's kind of like a, Norman Osborn, like, oh, it's the Osborn curse, even though it's probably just him who's the first one to die. Saying
So
something else. I
I
don't know.
want there to be more Jedi out there because
I hope so.
that would hurt my heart if they weren't.
I know, like, I want to see, like, Horn come out of nowhere and just, like, start cutting people down and be, like, just cooler than everyone and, like, Kip to show up just
You
everyone.
know those people will never show up in these films, right? Like, that will never
Saying
happen.
I want. Do wants have to do with reason and rationalization?
Well, I'm a person who focuses only on reason and rationalization. I am a Vulcan. Well, no, I'm not. I am Tarkin, because I can get emotional and practical.
Also, can I have Kyle Katarn, please? Just please.
Yes, Kyle Katarn. You see, Kyle Katarn's no longer canon. Also, they could totally bring those characters in, not necessarily in the films themselves, but in
Like cameos.
stuff.
They can do cameos too, because you can make Kyle Katarn a cameo really easily.
Exactly, or again, even in other novels. I mean, they can easily do that. Or are you telling me, Joel, that it's impossible to use the name Kyle Katarn in like the Tarkin novel? Would that like all of a sudden make this movie burn up?
Oh, no, I talked about them. I was just talking about the movies. I didn't say anything about the books. You can do whatever you want with them.
What I was saying was just make them recanonize. I'm not saying bring them back in the movie itself.
Oh, and here's of course the
Oh, I love it. Did you just call me Solo?
Solo. Yeah, Mister.
I wish-
Know, I'm a big deal in the Resistance.
Mm.
It's a real Tarkin on that.
Back. Are there any conspirators here? I love it. Which also, why would they know that he's a stormtrooper? Like, why would people know just by looking at him?
Because, well, Finn's paranoid because he just left the First Order.
Why would people know?
Well, maybe he doesn't know, and just Han knows there's something bigger going on here, and he really.
So why would he be worried about people recognizing him?
Because you'd be paranoid too if you were on the run. I would be.
But why would he ever think that?
Because when you're paranoid, you think things that you don't make any sense. I should know. I do that all the time.
He's been thinking about that probably the entire ride, and the castle. And then they immediately get identified. So I guess the stormtroopers have like helmets or like cameras in their helmets.
Well, actually, they did have a file of Finn, what he looked like under the helmet.
But, it was a baby picture. Like, do they really keep pictures of them every year?
I'm sure they do. I mean,
But what about Faye? Do they have pictures of every single scavenger?
Well, I don't know what's. Maybe there's like a mini camera in their helmet. Click.
That's what I just said. Is there a mini camera in their helmet? We don't know. So it's a plot hole until proven otherwise.
Also, you may think everyone who's watching this, you may think we all hate each other, but we really don't.
Nah.
Maybe.
Oh, thanks, Red.
Yeah, we totally would sell each other out, though, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And if it came down and I was ruling the world, I would kill both of y'all first.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Probably.
And Red would probably do the same.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, totally. Which also, I like the fact that she's never used a gun before. Like, just the fact that, he wouldn't, like... The fact that she's like, oh, you just pull the trigger. And he's like, yeah, there's more to it than that.
Apparently...
Yeah, that's not how guns work. You can't just pull the trigger. Like, there's a safety and whatnot.
Apparently Hondo's flag is in this...
And,
also,
Mandalorian instance, that too.
Yep, in the Mandalorian one. And I can see Anakin's right there. Right beneath her.
Let's see what else can we recognize. I can only notice two. There's shots.
Everybody probably just caught those references among all of us just shouting them laugh at each other.
Any of it. I love that, like, okay. And then it's not really that weird or creepy. Like, it's not like Java or anything. It's just a bunch of random aliens. And
so is this supposed to be a bar?
Yeah, what's a hotel?
She runs a hotel.
And here's Maz Kanata.
She's actually a pretty good CGI character, considering.
For the most part.
I love how
everyone is, like, horrified. They're like, oh my god, it's Han. Don't make a deal with him. The only thing is, Maz isn't that necessary either. But it's still, I like the character. It's just, does she necessarily need to exist?
She's actually going to be in episode... Well, actually, it's confirmed. She's in episode 8.
Okay, that's good.
She has a thing for Chewie, which I also think is hilarious.
Oh, just thought of it. Kind of creepy.
It's kind of horrifying. Also, this is also horrifying.
This is really horrifying. Also, wouldn't it be cool if we got the Cantina song in this?
Also, wouldn't it be cool if we got some pre-existing species here instead of just a bunch of...
Look at those fly guys.
Like, why couldn't some of these things have been, like, something pre-existing in the Star Wars universe?
Actually, this is a fun little tidbit for a book that I saw. Apparently, like C-3PO ordered all the droids in the Resistance to like look for BB-8 or something.
Yeah, he's the spy leader.
3PO's the spy leader.
3PO's the
He's the leader of their operations.
Wow.
No, I'm not kidding. He's actually the leader of espionage or whatever for them.
Oh,
That's
geez.
hilarious.
He runs a tight ship. He's pretty tough.
You think
Sure
Kylo
is.
Ren likes to do unspeakable things to himself when looking at his
Oh yeah, this scene.
to looking at his men?
Oh, and this was an amazing scene, especially because you can hear Vader.
Breathe.
Yeah. Show me again the power of the darkness.
Just this is an awesome moment.
It is.
I know why you like
It's
Kylo
not
Ren.
It's not Cadeus cool, but it's still cool.
Well, yeah, I bet you like Kylo because he gives like the ultimate flip to Yoda in all his philosophy.
Huh?
You like Kylo because he's the ultimate flip the bird to Yoda and his philosophy. Join the dark side, easy it is.
Oh yeah, well I mean every single Sith ever has proven that Yoda's full of shit. And Dark Jedi.
That's true.
Fred Nad proves it, like everyone proves it. Like Darkoon.
And of course, Kylo Ren proves that I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Those lights tearing me up inside, man.
Kylo Ren proves that he's a wimp.
Yes.
He'll get stronger. He's growing. He's gonna have training. Okay.
He's still gonna be a wimp though.
Yeah, he will.
Because you know Snoke really wants Rey, especially if you read the novel. He wants Rey, man.
He called out to her in the Force with the Force and everything, which I hope that means that she was actually touching upon like the dark side, like.
I wouldn't be surprised. She looked pretty mad.
Oh yeah, I mean seriously. The Sith, the Empire. What about the Separatists?
Yes.
I mean, she says the Sith as if like, oh yeah, those Sith people, as if they were just some minor threat.
Well, there's only 3 threats she mentions. This, those, 1 out of 3.
Yeah, but like the Sith are not a threat on the same size as the Empire. They are bigger than the Empire. They're the freaking Sith. In fact, the Empire is just another part of the Sith. Like the Galactic Empire in its like 20 years of existence, are in a lot of ways truly just yet another small, insignificant group compared to what the Sith truly are.
So what is she doing? I don't know, but it ain't good.
Looking into his eyes, because the eyes show the soul. Which is actually...
Who plays Maz Kanata?
What's her name? Don't have the back of my disc. Joel, look it up.
Okay, oh shoot. I can actually look it up.
You don't know anything about me? Well, that's because you don't have a personality, except apparently you do have a personality because reasons.
You didn't... I bet... You think you're gonna get a... Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Shoot, actress. Hang on. Lupitano. I cannot pronounce this name for the life of me.
Just put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat.
Somebody say...
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Which also just...
What do you think Finn's personality could be in Episode 8? Because this is probably going to be more screen time.
Hopefully they don't change it too much.
Well, I hope he's a little bit more like he was in Before the Awakening. Because there he's kind of badass.
You ever notice how all the Star Wars things all come from retcons? Like, Star Wars is just a big history of retcons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even Return of the Jedi, they retcon that.
Also, can I also give something I like here? I love that when Rey finds out he was with the First Order, she does not immediately hate him.
Yeah, like, I don't get why he lied in the first place, though.
Well, if you were a stormtrooper, you'd probably want to lie. It's like being a...
I don't know, Kyle Katarn doesn't keep it too under wraps.
Yeah, but Kyle Katarn doesn't give a care about anything. She didn't seem like he does.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just think like Finn's doesn't have much stomach like Kyle Katarn does. Like, Kyle Katarn be a stormtrooper, like, I am a stormtrooper.
That's because Kyle Katarn's badass.
He's called freaking Katarn.
He's the Chuck Norris of Star Wars.
No, that's Poe No, that's Poe Dameron.
No, he actually is.
Is he?
Yeah, people made a bunch of Chuck Norris jokes, but for him.
Kyle Katarn.
I need to look those up.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Also, what stories are Kyle Katarn really big in?
Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy.
I know Jedi Outcast
Forces,
Dark Forces.
Jedi Knight games.
Which Pablo Hidalgo kept making fun of during Rogue One trailer because he said the Death Star mission was so easy.
Well, what comics?
Oh, did he appear in comics? I know he appears in some books.
Yeah,
I know he appears in a cameo appearance in the Purge one shot.
What is it?
It's
Isn't
just a
he in
shot
Legacy
of
of the Force?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He was in Legacy.
Didn't he appear in some audiobooks?
I think so. Yeah, he did. I love how we're not even talking about these scenes because it's like, yeah, Maz Kanata's bar is cool and unique and stuff like that, but other than the scene where Rey gets the visions,
Which
it's
is
not
actually going to come up pretty soon.
it's not really that memorable aside from that.
Yeah. Also, I love that you hear Ben Kenobi and Yoda in there.
Which I finally was able to catch all of Ewan's lines.
Is the Emperor laughing in that scene too? Some people say the Emperor is in that scene.
I couldn't hear it, and it's not on the subtitles.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
No, it comes later. Like, oh, here's Rey.
Which at first I thought that Maz Kanata had a little girl kidnapped.
Oh god.
And I was like, oh god.
Maz.
Also, this scene's kind of ruined by the fact that BB-8's like clunking down the stairs.
Yes, it is.
I find it create.
Doesn't matter if it's funny, it's never in the scene.
I always thought there was a person there at the end of the hall in a wheelchair.
Like he just walks past someone.
It kind of looked like it from this angle.
It kind of does, actually.
Okay, since I guess we talked about EU stuff, I got a question for everybody. Is Ben Solo being Han's kid just pure coincidence that happened? Red, you would know this answer better than I do. You want to
What do you mean?
Well, you know, Jason Solo was a big thing, and he went to the dark side. So, was that like just pure coincidence did that happen?
No, that's clearly a reference to Jason.
Are you sure? Because I don't even know if they read the book.
No, it's pretty clearly a reference to Jason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and
well,
especially
the fact that he has Ben as a name, which is a reference to Luke's son.
Yeah. Are you sure? I just always thought that. I thought they wanted it Ben because Han Solo's son's name is Ben.
No, it's a mix. They're using Luke's son's name and making it.
No. I mean, Harrison Ford's son's name is Ben. That's why.
I think it's because in Hebrew, Ben means son, and Abrams is Hebrew or is Jewish.
Huh. I always forget he's Jewish.
Oh, and I assume it's to be Luke.
Hey. Also, Luke's hand, which apparently I guess gets like ripped off in a fight or something, because which this is again this like warrior. This is not the Jedi Temple. This is after that.
It's interesting.
This is a different slaughter, which people think is Endor.
It's not Endor. There's no trees. Where are the trees?
Well, I think the idea is that he like cut them down. I don't think it is Endor, but people think it is that.
Wait, let's take a look at the ship. Let's take a look at the ship.
But yeah, again, that looks kind of like a proto version of those shuttles, or at least it's really advanced, so it's something.
Now this looks more like Endor if you think about it. But
yay, these are your first steps. Yay.
Also, can I ask you a question? Do y'all think Leia not being a Jedi is a problem?
She wasn't a Jedi really in the
Yes, she was. She became a Jedi eventually.
I don't know. I just don't see. No, I didn't think so. I thought Leia wouldn't.
I feel like she should have been somewhat trained.
She definitely had a connection to the Force, though.
But she should have been somewhat trained.
Maybe she is. Maybe we don't know that, but we don't know that yet.
Let's see. I didn't hear Palpatine's laughing, so no Palpatine. New Palpatine. Well, maybe I always have the theory now that the Knights of Ren are just the fallen students sort of an organization. That's I don't know.
That's what everyone thinks. I thought that at first.
I don't know. It makes sense to me. I've seen stories.
I'm thinking it might be that cult though from Aftermath.
Well, maybe it's half that cult, half the Jedi.
Well, no, I think the cult already. I think it has to be that they pre-existed beforehand. Somebody has to have contacted. I think they were working. I think Snoke found them, and then sent them to go with this. Which again is kind of a problem where it's hard to get into because 90% of this film is guesswork.
Yeah,
good makes for good.
So it's still guesswork. I still have like in a few minutes we're gonna blow up the Republic, and I have no idea who the hell they are. Like. That's the problem. We're focusing on these characters' journey, and it's a cool journey, but then all of a sudden, they try and make us react to the third act, or like the finale of another movie that we just haven't seen.
Is the Starkiller base is the third act? I thought it was the second.
Of a story we haven't seen.
No, I mean in the actual film.
I'm talking about of a story we haven't seen.
Oh, I know that. I know what you're talking about. I actually like this scene right here. I don't know why I like Rey running away from it.
Probably.
It reminds me of something. I just can't put my finger on what.
anime related?
Maybe.
Today is the end. Oh, he is on a PA.
Yeah,
I
we
thought he
need
was just that loud.
we need
I
Dan
wouldn't have been
here.
surprised if he were
Regime
that.
that acquiesces in disorder.
He has a list.
And this very moment, in a system far from here, the New Republic lies to the... How do they lie to the galaxy? What is the New Republic? They are secretly supporting the treachery of the Loathsome Resistance? They are? Well, you mentioned that in one line, but how so? How much does the public know? When did you build this? Why are you standing upon it? Like, what Senate? Their fleet? They have a fleet? I thought they were pacifist, which would be why they had a resistance. So if they have a fleet, why is there a resistance? Why do they need to fund them?
Are you talking about the movie itself? Because I can actually answer some of these questions.
Of the Republic? Well, what is the Republic?
Smile. Big smile.
Yeah, so
No,
essentially
hail
that's...
Scrooge.
This scene is so cool, but it sums up all my problems with this movie. I have no idea what any of this shit is, and that's kind of annoying.
True.
I actually did hear one semi-defense for Starkiller Base from actually Ian from Geeky Gentleman. I love the shot of Hux's face though.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's crying tears of joy.
He was saying just Ian from Geeky Gentleman said that he likes Starkiller Base because it just kind of shows the nihilism of the First Order, just how extreme they are. Like the First Order, like the Death Star is a single laser. And the Starkiller Base is like this giant fire beam that will burn everything alive.
But the thing is, what is it built upon?
The sun? I don't know.
But yeah, again, you've blown up planets, and then this never really gets touched upon again. Like billions, trillions are dead, and it just doesn't even matter. And again, I thought this was Coruscant. Thank God it wasn't Coruscant.
Yeah.
Then I would have believed the people who said JJ was dissing the prequels. Just
Also, no aliens.
Again, like, you kill off the new Chancellor and everything, and Leia's aide, without us, like, again, we're supposed to care that these people died, yet we've never seen them.
Are those non-calamari ships?
And here's my thing. In episode 3, yeah, we get a bunch of Jedi get killed off, and while we didn't know them,
I'm about to sneeze, sorry.
We threw in characters we did know dying. Or getting hurt. So we know that Luke and Yoda are in danger, so therefore, by extension, we care about these other people because they're similar to them, and because we've seen them at least. I haven't even seen these people in the background till now.
I think Starkiller Base is close by to this planet. Could they come to that
No,
planet?
they said,
that planet
I have no idea. Where is the Republic? Like, they all of a sudden just cut and they're on another planet for the Republic base.
No, I'm not talking about the Republic base.
And then, what I'm saying is that all of a sudden leave the Republic base and just appear in Starkiller Base's, sector. They're really bad with time. Like, time is really, really weird in this film. Also, nice Apocalypse Now reference.
I know that's a Black Hawk Down reference, not Apocalypse Now.
Also,
no,
getting the lightsaber.
I will admit, though, you still gotta admit, the First Order is pretty intimidating compared to the Empire. At least, maybe I'm just thinking more Return of the Jedi Empire. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think after Return of the Jedi, you don't see the Empire.
Okay, Empire.
Empire. The Empire in Empire Strikes Back is pretty intimidating, too, I'm not gonna lie.
True.
Except perhaps in the Bespin stuff, that's when they start getting a little bit too clunky.
Mm-hmm.
I like this scene though, right here. I just like the scene.
But again, we're supposed to care about the fact that this statue of Maz gets knocked over. That gets more screen time than the Senate who gets blown up. We're like, oh my god, a bunch of random criminals, and then and a bunch of good human a bunch of good people who were, again, living things just ripped apart by the Starkiller Base.
But remember, that's because Star Wars The Force Awakens has more manslaughter than Man of Steel because Zack Snyder said so.
But seriously, let's not just stop making fun of Snyder and get onto the fact that this makes no sense. Where this is, they don't do anything with what is the Republic? What are they? I have no idea, and now they're blown up, so we're probably never going to actually deal with that in the context of this film. And again, he seems to be like, holy shit, the girl, we have to kill her, or whatever, so he clearly knows her.
True.
He goes after her than Han Solo, his own pops. I don't know, they don't know Han Solo's with them. Like, they don't think they would. No, they wouldn't.
He does, Stoke mentions it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
Also, did
right,
everybody get an applause for when 3PO showed up?
Wait,
Oh,
3PO's
yeah, that
not
was
even
awesome. 3PO's
Oh,
cameo
and
was
of course, just Han just points behind him, somehow shoots the guy behind him.
awesome. Which was out of nowhere and kind of too cartoony.
Yeah.
And Maz does not die in this scene, despite popular belief.
She looks really badly CG'd right there.
Yeah, not the best.
Also, I like how the lightsabers look a lot like the prequel ones, where they're really big and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it is the prequel one. It's Episode 3, Anakin's lightsaber.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Technically, two movies in a row, we've had that lightsaber. The last 2 Star Wars movies have had that.
Oh, doesn't this guy apparently know Finn?
Yes,
yeah.
he is 9s.
Nines, or T8R8 for... That's how its fans name him, but the canon name is Nines.
Well, that's his nickname. His canon name is...
TR9, it's 9, something.
No, FN2199.
Okay, 9. Although
He has
I do
red
agree
hair
with
and
people.
striking blue eyes, apparently.
Although I do agree with people when they say this probably should have been Captain Phasma.
Yeah, the Phasma would have killed her, I guess, kind of, sort of. Also, why isn't that such a kill or whatever? Like you could probably modify the story, but also, yeah, he owns Finn right there, which makes it kind of weird that he lasts for more than one hit with Ren. I mean, he only lasts like 5, but the fact that he made it that long against Ren is weird.
That is funny. Yeah, like how Han call him big deal. Oh, they got him.
No, not Anakin's lightsaber.
No.
Oh god, I'm so nervous. It's like we're so into this movie and yet, oh, come on.
Wait, how does the lighting just all of a sudden different in that one shot, and then it cuts back?
No, I'd say it looks pretty. I love the scene though right here.
Well, I love the music here and everything, but my problem is we just saw the entire Senate get blown up, and then all of a sudden we have this upbeat, cool action scene. And I'm like...
It's blue, look, it is the blue X-Wings. Blue X-Wings.
But yeah, Poe's not in one, sadly. But yeah. No, he's in the black one, remember?
I thought that was his right there in the center. Oh, right, he's black leader, duh. You're right.
Yeah, he's not... Well, for some reason, red leader has blue. Don't ask.
Also, is Wedge in this film?
No.
No, he was supposed to be, but he turned it down. But yeah, Poe became like 2.5 times a ace pilot in the scene, because an ace pilot, I think it's like 3 kills.
Because he's Poe Dameron, that's why.
And he takes down 8. But it doesn't fix the fact that it's just so... We just saw, like, this sad, like, oh, the entire Senate gets blown up, and then immediately afterwards, it's just like... and again, they're taking out all these Imperials. Why should we be threatened of the First Order if they're this easy to just rip apart? Why are they a threat? I guess they just blew up a bunch of planets, but the problem is, you showed they're a threat, and then you immediately degraded them as a threat, and then the immediate next scene, when they go to Starkiller Base, they're like, yeah, they're a threat, we have to be very careful. Like, you undid your own suspense.
I can't disagree with that.
Sweating.
Listen, I've formulated, like, my opinion on this film over a long period of time.
I've seen this film 4 times in theaters.
3 times, and this is my 4th.
I'm starting to think that episode 4 is better than it.
Nah, I still think episode 8 is 9, but I remember
Episode 8? No, episode 9. Rogue One, Han Solo.
It's gonna be so weird when we can't say our favorite Star Wars films without just putting down the numbers.
What do you mean? They're gonna keep the numbers. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Also, the fact that people get frozen by the Force. I mean, yes, there is a thing called Force Stun, and Mara Jade's really good at it, but it just comes out of nowhere. Like, he does it, like, and Jen Sarai pointed this out. Kylo, the Force in this movie is really, like, they kind of disrespect a lot of Force users here. And the fact the Force doesn't really operate like it should. It almost almost like magic, like they're casting spells. Like, oh, and now this person's frozen. And then, like, when he, I don't know, it just doesn't operate correctly. Also, the Resistance transport that lands to modified B-Wing, is that like their standard transport?
Which I don't see a transport yet.
The modified B-Wing that they land in.
Oh, yeah.
We're the modified B-Wing? Oh, I missed that, dang.
It's Thin Leia comes out of.
That's a B-Wing?
Yeah, it's a modified B-Wing.
Oh, wow.
Which, funnily enough, they actually he just knocked her out with the Force. That's another thing. Like he all of a sudden just casts like again, it's not Force skills. It's almost like it's spells. It kind of degrades Force users, and in a lot of ways degrades just the fact that it's so easy to just use the Force in this movie, and everyone can just do it. Like it doesn't require any concentration. It's kind of weak. Again, that's my problem. This is superficially Star Wars when it comes to the Force.
Well, you had to revive your franchise after 3 movies.
That makes no sense for the fact that the Force is consistent here. How does that fix the fact that they made the Force incredibly simplistic?
Because nobody cares that.
You think they could fix that in Episode 8?
But people do care, because I've seen several people complain about this, even people who like the movie, that the Force is a little too... Look, that's a B-Wing. It's a modified one.
Oh, yeah, it is a B-Wing.
That's a B-Wing?
It's a modified B-Wing, according to the books and everything.
That's a weird-looking B-Wing. And actually, no, I know my B-Wings. I eat the pie.
Yeah, it's still... but the thing is, look closer. It definitely is one.
It kind of looks...
Is this their standard thing? Because if this was your standard transport for, like, in space, wouldn't you get tossed around constantly? Also, these... So I guess they have like really weird looking standard uniforms because they're just beige. Really? Like the standard Resistance uniform isn't very appealing.
3PO.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that the masks look a lot like the Republic uniforms from the old continuity.
Yeah.
But still.
Also, has anybody else seen that kind of looks like plastic?
Why did 3PO have to get a red arm again?
3PO's just...
Red arm.
Kinda. Doesn't look like a giant gun in the frame. That's awesome.
No, you're right. It does look a bit like a B-Wing. I have to admit, Carrie Fisher, she tries hard.
So now she hugs Chewie, but not after Han dies.
JJ actually apologized for that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't fix the fact that she doesn't do that.
Because she's a species deep down. She remembers. Carrie Fisher sounds kind of weird.
The reaction to that was kind of like, huh.
Well, Carrie Fisher's voice is just kind of weird in this film, but I guess we can't...
See, like, right there, can I just ask this? So is that their standard vehicle? I'm sorry, but the Rebellion never gets standard vehicles, and finally Rogue One's actually giving them one, which I'm so happy about, which also... Again, nitpick time. They only have a bunch of like a few X-wings, but then they have a bunch. They have like a bunch. They have a few X-wings, but then like, I wish this was fleshed out. Like we spent more time with the base on Yavin, even.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that other droid. There's another droid right there.
Again, I get the point of having central character. I get the point of having central characters, but my problem is, like again. It's okay to have central protagonists.
Oh, I love this scene.
Just completely ignore. Oh, there's a gonk road. Yeah, you're right.
I love this scene right
here. Just completely ignore the resistance. Like the resistance is just we finally see them in the third act. Like it's reliving a problem from episode 4.
I love this music. I love their little comeback. I just find it so cute.
Also, Pope Dameron has some kicking hair.
He keeps it gelled.
Thank you, Lo, for getting me interested in the stash.
He keeps it gelled, you know. He has time. He's got time.
Yeah, can I just say, like, I really wish the Resistance was more important. Like, why couldn't this have been about the Resistance? Also, that's the kid from Aftermath behind her.
Oh,
and that's her actual biological daughter.
I always call him Porkins Jr. because he looks like Porkins. I'm sorry, he looks like Porkins.
But yeah, that's Carrie Fisher's daughter, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry. Yep. She could play young Princess Leia in Rogue One. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Well, would it work? I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. What do you think?
Also, this is apparently like the niece, I think, of what's his face of Dooku.
You mean Christopher Lee?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a set designer.
Nope.
Huh. I'll have to look that up. I saw Mr. Sunday movies.
And then J.J. Abrams' father's around here somewhere. That's J.J. Abrams' father behind Han.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
He looks like General Dodonna, but older.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams' father plays Dodonna 30 years later. Which actually could.
But yeah, I wish we focused more on the Resistance. Like, we don't have any feeling of what the galaxy's like, and then all of a sudden the Resistance show up, and it feels a little too just Episode 4 again. And they could have easily gone around that if they just showed the Resistance more.
I agree.
Like, we should have just went straight to the Resistance instead of getting to Maz. Or we could have had Maz be like a really short... Maz should have, like, again, they should have found Han on the Falcon, and then Maz could have been, like, the stopping point. On, like, you know, where they, instead of the Wrathways, have it be that they find her on a ship, and then they get the lightsaber that way or something. It's just...
Here's a rewrite kind of is maybe they go to the Resistance, and then the next phase of the movie is them trying to go to Starkiller Base to stop them from blowing up the world where the Senate's on, and we see cutbacks to the Senate during that time, and that would probably fix the problem.
Or you just cut out the Han Solo scene, except for when they meet him,
and have them and have the Senate get destroyed and have it be more of a we tried and we failed kind of thing. So there's a little bit more of emotion there. But instead, they're just, again, like, they're not even mourning the fact that trillions are dead. Like, they're just kind of like, yeah, woo, we killed a couple of Imperials. And it's like, you're not doing anything. Like,
I'm looking at my map here. Hosnian Prime is kind of close to Jakku and a little bit far away from Takodana. But then again, that would have to be a Starkiller Base move to, like, be behind Endor. I'm just looking at my map, sorry.
If only they made the old Clone Wars video game canon, then Ulat Quadroma would be canon.
Isn't he?
No, Paul. Oh, no, you're right, Ulik.
No, yeah.
Was not Kotor. I'm confused.
I don't know.
Yeah, like, again, like, the Resistance just all of a sudden shows up in the third act, and then we're supposed to act like we care, but I don't know who these people are.
Do you think they'll get rid of the Resistance in Episode 8, or they'll keep them around?
I would hope they keep
them around. If they do that, I will punch somebody. I want the Republic and Resistance to be working together.
I don't know. I would actually find it interesting if they kind of were... They were working together, but Leia was keeping the Resistance because she had more free reign, and the Republic was kind of more of the bureaucratic...
Well, but the thing is, the Republic has ships and everything. I'm sick to death of these small, insignificant rebellions versus the big tyrannical dictators. I want to see equal footing. So what you could easily... I mean, what I think would happen is just make the Resistance into an espionage group, or, like, make the Resistance into the commando team.
Yeah.
With full supplies. That's all it would take.
You still want to happen.
Here, oh, and I love this right here when he takes off the mask because like you think he's gonna be like wounded or something, and then he's just a dude.
Adam Driver, folks, with a perm.
He looks
also,
like
for any of you who don't know, Red has a really intimate dislike of the perm.
He has a bit of a derpy face if you think about it. Just the way he looks, kind of derp. He's definitely a teenager. Like,
how old is Adam Driver in reality?
30s?
He has to be like older than the rest of them because I know he was in the army.
Oh, I forgot he was in the army. Mm-hmm. You know what? Adam Driver always looked weird because I always saw him with a goatee-looking beard thing, and he was clean shaven, which actually couldn't.
He is 32 years old.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Looks good for 32.
Do y'all love the little things with Adam Driver when we see him and Harrison Ford together doing those father and son things? It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing those on Facebook.
He has a bit of a derpy face, Kylo Ren does. Doesn't anyone think that? He has a bit of a derp face?
I don't see that.
And also, it seems like, is he reading her mind, or does he actually also know about this island thing?
No, I think I thought he was reading his mind.
I mean, I think he's reading her mind, but does he know of the island?
That's a good question.
Like, maybe he doesn't know where it is, but I'm wondering if he also has visions of it.
Wouldn't it be cool if we find out in the 8th movie that they're actually on Typhon?
What?
Wouldn't it be cool if in episode 8 we find out they're on Typhon? And
I want it to be Tython. That would be awesome. Like, maybe because it seems like there's islands, but it could just be that Tython got flooded.
Yeah.
So those islands are just mountaintops.
Typhon suffered from Star Wars global warming. Typhon suffered from...
Yeah, I seriously want to see Tython again, because Tython's so cool and beautiful and amazing and perfect. In fact, this Takodana looks a lot like Tython. I don't know why that wasn't Tython. Oh, wait, that would make the fans happy. Never mind. All I ask is for, acknowledging in a sentence something exists isn't going to hurt you, JJ.
I don't know. Lawrence Kasdan was the writer.
So you can totally tell somebody on set to just be like, "Hey, dude, can you say my Guido instead of this?" Like, oh yeah, sure.
I don't know who was on set. A lot of people actually were on set. Actually, everybody got to be on set.
That's what I'm saying. So why not say, like, oh, and can you change that line, like, right there, like, just tell them to insert that somewhere.
Now, people actually hate Kylo Ren because he's not like Darth Vader, and that's kind of the point of the movie. Hello.
Yeah, it's part of the movie.
Mhm.
Do you really want a carbon copy?
Also, I
of
love how
Darth
we
Vader?
immediately cut to Snoke. Like,
I love
really
I love Kylo's reaction. He's kind of whiny, like the way being mean to me, make them stop. And Hux is all no, it's all your own dang fault, kid.
Is Hux old? Is Donald Gleason older than Adam Driver?
I hope so. I hope so because that would make so much more. He's the big brother who's responsible. And
he's 30. He's the same age. He's 32.
Oh, good.
But he's the responsible brother in their relationship.
Do we know any more about Hux?
He's got a
Nope. Well, yeah, that his dad came up with the Stormtrooper program in the Old Empire.
His dad actually appears in a Rebels young adult novel, surprisingly.
New Dawn?
No, just one of those mini ones. Not a New Dawn, it's a different one. The Secret Academy.
Oh yeah, Daniel Craig is right there.
James Bond, Daniel Craig.
Which I was like, wait, this is a Stormtrooper is kind of important. He's probably Daniel Craig, and I was right.
I actually didn't recognize.
Oh, and can we talk about this? How the hell does she know what a Force Persuade is?
I'm hoping they retcon it to say she got possessed by something.
How would that make sense?
How does she know what Force Persuade is?
No, I was saying somebody possesses her.
No, can I? No, seriously, this is important. How does she know what Force Persuade is? Not only how does she know it, but Anakin doesn't even know how to do it. Yoda probably isn't even that perfective at it, because it's very rare to find a Jedi who's that good at it.
Is Obi-Wan good at it?
Yes, because Obi-Wan is Obi-Wan trained primarily on that. Like, he trained very much for that specific skill. Like, you have to train for years just for low-level Force Persuade. It's a very hard skill to do. It's not something that you could just, if you're Force... Because, again, that's what I'm saying about this movie. The Force operates almost like spells. Like, you can just, she casts a mind control thing on him. Like, just if you are powerful in the Force, then these skills come naturally, which isn't how the Force operates. Certain skill, it's like flexing a muscle. But it's not, but it's like flexing a muscle, but each skill is a different muscle.
And of course, here's another freak out.
Like, you can't, though, Force Stun, just because you're good at Force Stun, doesn't mean you will have any skill whatsoever at Force Push. Because they're different skills. It's kind of like, that's like saying that's like saying if you have a strong arm, your toe will be strong.
I actually have a pretty strong toe.
Think about that. That makes no sense. It just doesn't work. The Force kind of gets shat on in this movie.
I agree with everything you're saying, Greta. I really can't back it up. Joel, do you have any thing to say to that?
Nope, but I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Also, Poe changes costume to being like Poe changes his outfit like 3 times in this movie.
He's Poe, he can do that.
And we still haven't gotten that outfit though. Is the thing?
Oh, you want to cosplay as Poe, don't you?
Yeah, I like that outfit. It's awesome. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so there's Akbar and Nine Num. Yay!
We should probably
talk about because Akbar passed away, or not Akbar, the actual character.
The actual actor passed away, sadly.
That's sad.
And there's Nine Num.
You know, the funny thing is, I heard a rumor that Episode 8...
There's a lot of Resistance people. I just realized that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people in the Resistance. Then again, it isn't entirely, because apparently, Home 1?
Which one's Home 1?
The giant Mon Calamari cruiser. They have a ship just like that.
They do?
Yep.
Where? I don't see it.
It's not here, but they have it. That's the Resistance has one.
Did they say it? When did they say
Yeah,
that?
and before the Awakening, that's where they pick up Poe.
I gotta read that book again. I gotta read that book. Poe has the best story of Before the Awakening, I think.
Yeah, probably. Or the most fun. I think Rey's is possibly the best character one.
Really? You like Rey's? Oh, you mean Finn?
Finn's... My problem is Finn's is better than Finn is in the movie.
But what about Ray? What about you said
With
Ray?
Rey, it's just a nice kind of character thing, and it's really interesting. You kind of get why she doesn't trust people.
I wouldn't trust people either if I lived in that planet. Everybody looks
And
weird.
if you made friends and then they stole your ship,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
No wonder. Like, hey, get your hands off my ship. That's a cool. That's really weird looking.
Oh, there's the
Jedi droid. I call him.
no, the species from that was with Lando and the
Yeah, Nine Num. That's the exact same guy. Nine Num.
Oh, okay.
Num.
By the way, will Lando ever show up in these movies?
I
hope. I mean, he'd be willing to.
I
But again,
mean,
there's a lot of Resistance people, so can we please just actually get the, like... Again, they're just randomly there. Like, they're just there so that we can have a big fight scene that's just like Episode 4. Like, they're not anything different. They're not exploring any themes. They're not there for an actual story reason. They're just there because it would be like Episode 4. Why couldn't this have just been the Republic's secret base?
Yeah.
And have it be that they just aren't, have it just be that they're hesitant about the First Order. All it would have taken. But they make things unnecessarily difficult by doing the Tolkien and giving things like 8 different names.
the Tolkien.
The Tolkien.
Because Tolkien does that. Every character has like 8 names.
Gandalf Misrandil, Gandalf Stormcrow, Gandalf Greyhaven, Gandalf the White, Gandalf the Grey.
Also, I love Han and Leia's interaction. It really feels like they've really known each other for a long time. It really hits home here.
And
What does they do?
And he's a dead man. But then again, we all kind of knew that when the moment they cast
Also,
her.
female stormtrooper.
Yay! Well, we all kind of knew Harrison Ford was a dead man the minute Han Solo was a dead man the minute Harrison Ford signed up for this role.
Yeah, I saw
Also,
some.
I like the modified mouse droid right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Oh, you're right there. Ray looks so weird.
Oh,
when
cool. They just mentioned Galactic Standard Time. Hopefully they mention Basic again.
Did they mention Basic in the old movies too?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's still canon, though. They mentioned in the novels.
Ray looks so weird when she's crunching over because her behind's kind of stretching out a little bit.
Dude.
Really?
I noticed that even the first time. It just looked weird the way she's running.
Also, how does this even work? So I've seen somebody break down how this makes no sense whatsoever. I won't get into it, but just everything with the Falcon doesn't make any sense. Because if they had done it like a second, if they're traveling at the speed of light, how do they have by the time you pull that lever, you have crashed? Unless there's like a residual from like pulling out of hyperspace, but then wouldn't it activate partly the shield?
If we have time after this commentary, you guys want to watch the deleted scenes?
I don't have the Blu-ray.
Oh, you don't have the Blu-ray?
I have it. I don't have it up. I'm watching it on my I'm watching it on my computer.
Oh, it's on the Blu-ray, duh. Sorry, I should...
He's like, dun, dun, dun. I would have loved if the guy was like, what? What did you say? Like,
Also, this reminds me of KOTOR 2 when you're up on top of Atris's temple. I don't know why I thought of that, but it just reminds me of that. Except less droids.
Now for one of my favorite jokes, and also just one of my
I
favorite...
hate this joke.
What?
I actually don't like the joke.
Which one?
I don't like the fact that especially because it spits in the face of a really cool thing from Before the Awakening, which is that the reason he's so good and better than a lot of other stormtroopers is that he was so good that they were going to put him on the honor guard. But then here he's just a sanitation trooper. Like, why is he part of a firing squad then?
Well, sometimes you gotta be on sanitation duty every now and then in the army.
But they act as if he's like a sanitation trooper, like standardly. Also, I love that shot. That guy. Oh, I love how his armor chipped. His armor actually shattered. That's awesome.
Also, we're about to get the.
We just skip.
Oh, and this is coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Yeah, this badass for fast. He just tackles her.
Let's score for touchdown.
Yeah, Phasma's underused, but she'll probably be used more in Episode 8.
I'm in charge now. I love it. I just find it's hilarious. We did talk about one of my actually favorite lines in the movie is how Han Solo says, "The galaxy is counting on us." Like, I like that line just because it shows Han Solo has matured as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's pretty much just the exact same thing that Luke did with these people are counting on us.
Yeah.
He is Luke and Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan, yeah. In fact, Obi-Wan's the one who ripped him off in the prequels with the I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, he sensed it.
Because actually, Obi-Wan and him, I think, are now tied for or Han just beat him out for I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, well, Obi-Wan did have an entire TV series. I mean,
No. Well, yeah, if you count the TV series, then Obi-Wan sweeps the floor.
Imagine falling from that height. That is going to be
God,
scary.
I would never be able to do this. In fact,
I wouldn't either.
I don't buy that she's like in a cavern. It's kind of not badly done. It's just I don't buy it. But that's fine. It's only there for like 5 seconds. Also, that cape is kind of useless. Unless
Yes.
it's like in EU where the capes are like super strong, but still. It looks really weak.
Yes.
it's a Boba Fett looking cape, I always thought. Except,
Oh yeah, Boba Fett's cape is like thicker.
oh, I didn't know that.
Because it's able to block blaster bolts. Also, the idiot who let her... Well, she disabled the shield. Why did she do that?
Maybe because deep down she's actually a coward. I don't know.
Also, trash compactor. I love that. Yeah,
I love that too.
I love that.
I had to suffer 30 years ago. Now it's your turn.
What an incredible smell they discovered.
Do you think the giants...
Oh, and I have that blue droid. I own that.
That thing?
Oh, nice.
Yep. And
Speaking of droids, we never talked about the droid in Rogue One that kind of looked like Proxy from the distance.
Also, again, they just have X-Wings. Like, they're just X-Wings. I find it interesting that they're just a squadron of X-Wings. That they're 2 squads of X-Wings. That's the entirety of the Resistance. And again, why does this it kind of undersells the Resistance and makes you wonder why are they even a threat? Why hasn't the First Order just crushed them? This would have worked so much better if all it was that they were just the commando squad for the Republic. Also, snowtroopers, yay!
Oh yeah,
snowtroopers.
Look at Hux's face.
Because seriously, they should have just been the commando squad or whatever.
Yes.
And also, we destroy the Republic, and as far as we know in the context of the movie itself, the Republic is completely destroyed, and that's just annoying.
Do you think they'll retcon that?
Well, they don't. We know that there's other planets the Republic's on. It's just the entirety of the Senate is gone. Really think about that. Think about if the entirety of Congress was destroyed. Well, Batman v Superman did that. But think about if Congress was completely wiped out.
There are actually protocols in place for that in case that happens to keep the government.
But I want to see if that's actually going to happen in the Star Wars universe. Because, just think about that. All this history that they've built up for 30 years, and it's just gone.
Also, did anybody get flashbacks to the Star Forge when that thing was sucking the energy from the sun?
Kind of. I haven't played KOTOR, but...
I actually would write Starkiller Base as an ancient Sith or maybe even Rataka weapon.
We know they built. Also, that's not funny. What's the what like with the chin? Like we get it. They see her walking. Like it's
climbing?
It's an obvious joke. So wouldn't it be funny if they got to her too fast as she climbs up and they spook her as she falls?
That would be hilarious.
It's like, oh damn it!
Or she shoots them by accident.
Actually shoots them. Also, those barrels look like they're explosives, and as somebody who's played so many FPSs, I just want to shoot them.
Oh yeah, just shoot.
It's one of those things where it's like you know the FPS thing of it's an explosive barrel.
I do that all the time.
Second nature.
Also, we're reaching the end of the movie pretty soon.
Yep.
I actually do like the lightsaber duel that's going to come up.
That's one of my favorite duels.
Oh, cool! You're on my side. It's going to be an interesting debate. And your favorite scene is coming up.
It's actually a really cool duel.
Oh,
especially with the rain or it becoming rain on the lightsaber, the snow.
Yes.
Your favorite scene's actually about to come up, Cole. So maybe you could talk about it in case you want to say something.
Oh, I will.
The laser?
No. I was talking about the thing.
What scene? Oh, yeah, that scene. Han's death.
Downstairs. Oh, I don't know why I feel like I have to spoil it. I don't have to spoil it for you people.
Spoilers for anybody who doesn't get it.
Dirty.
It's belated, but yeah.
It's belated, but yeah. I mean,
I love how we got a bag full of explosives. Let's use them on that massive thing. Yeah, that's totally gonna work.
Unless they're really.
Also, that's half our fleet. Half your 6 X-Wings is half your fleet.
And you almost not got a lot of funding.
And again, that's my problem. To make it seem more like an underdog story, they make it almost unbelievable and kind of they weaken them. I get the whole underdog thing, but they go a little too far. Also, the snow speeder in the background is kind of funny because that scene's completely cut, and all of a sudden she has the jacket.
Oh,
which everyone has the jacket in this movie. Did you notice?
Hashtag jacket speculation.
But everyone has that jacket.
It's a cool jacket. It's a good
I wanted to say, I want in like the second one, like I'd like them to make a bunch of those so everyone has that jacket like at once.
I just want to admit this. Yet today, a picture in my head of Ray, Poe, and Finn came, and it was anime looking, and they were all doing that weird anime pose with the fingers, and they're all smiling. I don't know why that came up in my head when I was at McDonald's. Cole
Okay.
would, Cole
Go to
would probably
McDonald's.
McDonald's,
Go to at least Burger King.
and I have a Burger King that's in walkable distance.
McDonald's. It's horrible.
I know.
What?
McDonald's is horrible.
Well, I know that, but still,
It serves its purpose.
I don't eat it every day. I just have
It's its purpose to make you throw up.
I know that. I can't help it sometimes. Like
Hey, don't
Can't help
diss,
throwing up. What?
hey, don't diss Burger King.
I know Burger King's the best.
Yes, it is. I also like Dairy Queen's burgers.
I've never had them. I thought we're going up on the best scene of the movie, and we're talking about fast food.
oh, good. We all agree it's like the best scene in the movie. It is probably the best scene in the movie.
It is.
Oh, there's a lens flare. There's lens flares.
Oh, the lens flare. Lens flare.
That's there.
You know,
Look at
I gotta say this. Actually, speaking of the scene, I think it's actually one of my favorite moments when, you know.
And again, she has the jacket. Like
Oh yeah,
everyone looks like progressive. Like everyone wears the jacket throughout the movie. I think
she does have
she
a
looks the
jacket.
second best with the jacket.
I
Yeah.
will say that my favorite moment of this movie probably, and Jason or Ben aside, I love it when Han Solo just walks up to Kylo and just shouts, "Ben!" I just love it. I get chills. Something about that moment really just, makes me shiver down my spine.
I just wish we actually, didn't have to wait to episode 8 to get these people's, relationship.
Yeah.
I actually heard rumor there might be a funeral for Han in Episode 8, even though when I kind of saw a sad joke that maybe it's for Akbar because his voice actor passed away. Akbar died in...
No, it's from one of those random resistance pilots who we don't. No, it's for the senators we don't even know the names of.
Oh, here we go.
I love that, just the way he said it. Ben.
Also, Chewie has the high ground. Why doesn't Chewie just shoot Kylo?
He
I
does.
guess he knew him as a kid, but still.
I don't know, have you seen that picture of the one where they have Chewie about to aim for Kylo, and then they have a flashback to where Kylo's a baby, and he's like, "This is your Uncle Chewie." Han's like, "Oh, this is your Uncle Chewie." Have you seen it on Facebook?
Nope, and I'm glad.
Nope.
Aw. It's a cute thing, too. And then Chewie's all crying inside because he knew him as a baby.
Also, I like the light right there as it slowly goes out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how does he get? Does he get the mask back later?
No, he doesn't. He just runs out after to Rey and
So I guess he doesn't have the mask anymore.
Finn. Nope.
That's sad.
Well, maybe I'll get a new mask, or just make another one. Can you
He
make?
needs to get like a new one,
Well,
like a different looking one.
you could actually. There's in the Art of Force Awakens. There's a lot of cool Kylo Ren mask designs. Have you seen some of them?
Yep, and they're really cool. Your son is gone.
They actually use that in Rebels. That line. Vader says, "I destroy Anakin Skywalker."
So yeah, because Vader says that constantly.
Also, Han knows Snoke.
Yep, and Leia does as well. Leia mentions Snoke to Poe in the opening of Poe Dameron #1.
So is Snoke a public figure then?
Yeah, he constantly goes to parties. He has galas all the time.
Really, he's an old but yet young spirit at the same time.
Yeah, you got to go to his galas. He has the best Gouda.
Ooh.
I love this line coming up.
Gouda?
No, we're talking about the Han Solo.
Gouda. I want to talk about Gouda, damn it.
Aw.
Such a good scene.
And especially I love how at the end Han touches his face.
I love that too. It's just a nice added touch.
Like, I just think,
There's nothing we could really add.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it because it shows, Han's not mad. He's like, I forgive you, even though you just killed me.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I love that line.
There's a weird theory going around that Han kind of wanted to die. I don't know. I don't believe it, personally, because
I mean, I've heard the idea that Han activated the lightsaber,
I've heard that Han activated first. But
which I buy.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, maybe he kind of knew this, he wanted his
So
son...
he could take it away from him, so he wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, I get it. So Han killed himself, so Kylo didn't have to. I get you.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Also, I
hope.
love the music that comes up right
Oh,
when he gets
yes, yes,
And
stabbed.
I love the lighting. Blue for light side, red for dark side, and dark side slowly taking over because this.
Mhm.
And even though technically
It
dark,
reminds me a lot of that thing from the
it reminds me of.
novelization of episode 3. The whole
It
thing about like the dark is what was it like?
reminds
I
me
need
more.
to find the quote.
Reminds
Keep
me more
talking.
of KOTOR because in the KOTOR games, when you become more dark side, you get a red bumper, and when you become more light side, you get a blue one.
I love Julie howling too. It's very sad.
Did you see if Han activated the lightsaber? I couldn't tell.
I couldn't
I
tell.
accidentally clicked away for a second. But you don't see the hands. You don't see who activates it.
Ah, well,
I'm trying to find the quote.
in a weird way, if he did, that thank you means a lot more because he's saying thank you. I don't have to choose. You did it for me. Thanks, pops. And Han, I love this scene. Like,
I love it too.
I still love you, kid, son. I screwed up, but you're still my boy.
How would they ever find Han's body? Well, apparently Maskanata found Luke's saber
Oh,
somehow. So
here it is. The dark is generous and it's patient. It is the dark that seeds cruelty into justice, that drips contempt into passion, or to compassion, and that poisons love with rains of doubt. The dark can be patient, because the slightest drop of rain will cause those seeds to sprout. The rain will come and the seeds will sprout, for the dark is the soil in which they grow, and it is the clouds above them, and it waits behind the stars that give them light. Right. The dark's patience is infinite. Eventually, even the stars burn out.
That's actually,
what is that from?
Sounds like a good
The
poem.
episode 3 novelization by Matthew Stover.
Is that
It's
a-
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Is that a poem?
No, it's just a quote about Vader falling to the dark side.
Oh,
He makes
Also-
Vader fall to the dark side just amazing in that novel.
the episode 3
Also-
novel I heard is like the best of the
Oh,
novelizations.
I've heard people say that it's not just better. I've heard people say that it's better than all the movies, like even Empire,
Ooh,
like even the film Empire.
I feel
Also,
like
how does Kylo somehow catch up to them?
well, he's holding.
A force sprint with a broken leg.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Like, how the heck did he catch up?
Did he leap and then what? Crack his leg again?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Did anybody wonder
And he's
what?
got,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Joel.
I was just wondering, like, why is he so mad at Finn, or is it just because he's just so mad at everything right now? Like, even one
Yeah.
little trigger.
Also, anyone else hate the fact that they cut the scene where he activates the lightsaber?
They did.
Yes.
Oh, they did. Oh, dang.
Yeah, well, he like activated like from the trailer where he
Oh,
like
right.
also went. That was
No,
so
no,
cool.
that was. I thought that scene was from the. No, that scene's in the Vision. That's the Vision scene, isn't it?
No, we see him activate it when Rey walks towards him. Also, I love him thumping. That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, wait, oh, you're probably right. Yeah, you kind of get more mad. Oh, I love seeing blood.
Also, when she grabs a gun, like Rey just doesn't even put up with his shit. Like that's a very Jaina Solo thing to do, which I mean, she's based on Jaina Solo, so no shit. Except Jaina probably would have, like, since she was trained by Boba Fett, probably would have just owned him in like 5 seconds.
I like how Kylo.
Like, you
always-
know that if this was Jaina Solo, you know, the sword of the Jedi, she would have just kicked Kylo's ass in like 2 seconds.
I don't actually know much about Jaina Solo. I didn't read her books.
Jaina was such a good swordsman that Luke created a title within the Jedi Order for her called the Sword of the Jedi.
Ah, interesting.
So she is apparently the greatest swordsman in the entire history of the Jedi. That includes ancient Jedi as well.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Kind of seems
That's
a bit
how
OP.
awesome.
Sounds a bit OP to me.
No,
Well, then when
because
he's
she's
just-
not that good with... No, because here's the thing you have to remember. That's after years of training, like decades, and she's not good with Force stuff.
Ah,
So it balances out. Because she's really not that good with telekinetic attacks, and stuff
okay.
like that. And she's a good pilot and stuff,
Oh,
and everything.
fucking the
Also,
pe-
she was trained by Boba Fett.
Oh, that's true. Well, when you
Also,
train
that's horrifying. Finn's
Yes, that's
skin just burning.
If
Also,
you-
I love when you just hear him in the background screaming.
if you look in their eyes, or no, you have to wait for the race scene. You look in their
Yeah,
eyes.
this
you
is
can
so
actually-
freaking amazing of a fight.
yes, it
Especially
is.
because it's two untrained people or people who aren't that well trained.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that. Like,
Also, dear God, he just got his spine like torn open. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Kylo probably somewhat practices.
So
but
this is also something that you shouldn't be able to do just on a whim.
I mean, well, he doesn't actually. Oh, are you talking about when Rey does it, or are you talking
Yeah.
about when Kylo drives?
That's advanced telekinesis. Luke was incapable of pulling his lightsaber to him until 2 years after 2 years of training.
I'm curious how they're gonna retcon this and retcon it when episode 8 comes around.
Or
Yeah,
don't
like,
even
like
acknowledge
the
it.
problem with this movie. I get that Rey's supposed to be like destined and whatnot, but the problem is the Force doesn't just give you abilities. You have to earn them. You have to work for that.
I actually heard the funny.
Which is my problem with Rey, is I like the character, and her being a good pilot and everything, that's fine. But when you just hand a character feats, that becomes a problem. Again, that's the difference between her and the character she's based on, Jaina. Jaina worked for all those feats that she accomplished. Rey just kind of gets them handed to her.
I wonder if they'll depower her in Episode 8.
Yeah, I hope they do.
They probably will.
Wonder how
Oh,
powerful.
that guy looks like Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's cool. Shia LaBeouf. LaBeouf. Wonder how powerful Luke's gonna be in Episode 8. That's a good question.
I look forward to that.
I actually heard Antoine talk about it. He thinks that it's gonna be depowered a bit, and he kind of wants that from Force Council. Oh, go back to the lightsaber duel, even though this is the cool shot anyway. But still,
this is also all referencing to the Death Star thing.
Even though it's Poe Dameron.
Also, Eloatsi, no.
No, not Eloatsi. Well,
I have a figure of him and everything. It's right next to my Poe figure, actually.
You make them be buddies. Well, at least it's Poe Dameron doing all this, so at least it's awesome because Poe Dameron can do it because he's Poe Dameron. That is the awesomeness of Poe Dameron.
Mm-hmm.
At least it's
again. They crippled the entirety. Again, like I hate the idea of. I'm okay with them doing a super weapon if it was like the third film. I hate the fact that we have to disable the main forces of the Empire in the first film.
Now we can't use any more super weapons anymore in the third film.
I'm actually kind of okay with that.
Anyone else feel like the actual wings are a little too maneuverable here?
Yes.
Like that, his wings should have snapped off. Like like right there, that those flips that they're doing, some of them are subtle, but the problem is you can't just all of a sudden turn like that. Like if you do that with a plane, you're gonna ruin the plane and kill yourself with the gravity. And again, they just destroyed the entirety of the Empire fleet and the Republic fleet, so pretty much everyone's just screwed.
Well, no, there were still some Star Destroyers up there, weren't there? There had to be some Star Destroyers.
Wouldn't they be destroyed as well? I mean, yeah, they probably have ships elsewhere, but what I mean is the primary fleet is just destroyed.
I'm not sure. I didn't.
Their forces and everything. I mean, it's like all this build up to Starkiller Base that they've done, and it's kind of gone.
It's gonna be interesting how the Episode 8.
Do y'all think that Luke will get killed in Episode 8?
No, I think 9. If ever.
It'd be interesting if he didn't get killed at all, but they're all getting old.
I mean, they're probably going to do a second trilogy.
That's true. If you look hard enough, you actually see the lightsabers, the light of the lightsabers in their eyeballs. That's the last thing I noticed when I saw this movie. Like, look right. You gotta get a good close up.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And again, like she looks like she's all right. Yeah, she finally hears of the Force, I guess. Which also,
I'm curious what the script says.
how does she just like all of a sudden? I don't get what's happening here. Like she's breathing calmly, I guess, but it's just weird. I don't know. I don't like the close-ups right here. It's my problem.
Well, Kylo does have a bit of a creepy face when he's looking up.
And again, like I don't know what's happening.
She's concentrating.
To what? To do a fake out?
Oh wait, let's check a look.
It
Let's
took
see
her
if
that
Kylo...
long to realize.
Wait, let's
Oh
see
my
if...
gosh, he lost his leg. I just realized that.
He did lose a leg?
No, it didn't.
But what did she cut? Something fell off.
I thought that was just part of his cloak that fell off.
Oh, it was the cloak. Okay.
So, yeah, see, there's his legs.
Yeah,
I don't think he gets any. He gets a scar. I know that, but let's see if he cuts out any limb.
She just hit, I think, 3 or 4 times. With the
She's
lightsaber.
looking mad. She's looking mad.
Yeah, I
His
mean,
face gets cut, doesn't it?
Look at that face. She's looking.
In the
she's angry.
novelization, Snoke starts calling to her right here, and this is why I think that she should just fall to the dark side. I think that would be awesome.
You think they'll do it? You think they'll do it?
I think she'll slip the dark side because you can't have a Star Wars character who doesn't at least touch upon the dark side.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
I'll start with
to become strong with the Force, you have to start to fall.
Wait, check. Let's check.
Yeah, she looks pit. Like that's somebody who just slipped it
Oh yeah,
into the
it's
dark.
a cut.
Also, I love how he has a giant version of Anakin's scar.
Yes.
Yay! I'm becoming like my mentor, my idol.
At first, when I saw this, I thought he lost an arm.
I thought I lost a hand.
It's just way too on the nose.
I thought I lost a. Too bad he didn't lose a finger. Then we could start making those
What
jokes.
to me is they're doing this whole look. There's the divide between the light and the dark. After she clearly just slipped into the dark.
I didn't even notice that. That's just a good way to get her out. Oh, and here comes Hux running away because he's Hux.
No, but think about that. Like we have her kind of slip into the dark as we do that.
Mm.
Yeah, as we divide that. which maybe the divides that it's not what it seems.
Well, with a J.J. Abrams movie,
Maybe
it
what
could
we
be.
think is the light and the dark are actually reversed.
Well, it's a J.J.
Maybe.
Abrams film, so he loves his twists. Not as bad as Shyamalan, of course, but still.
Listen, what do you think? Also, yeah, look at how disgusting that his face is. Holy crap.
Oh, yuck.
Do you think he is a Rataka, or... Ooh, look at that.
Well, he doesn't have fish eyes, but yeah, I think genetic manipulation or something, theoretically.
He is the
I mean-
Grand Mataka.
Go. I mean, maybe she'll fall to the dark side. It will be like a Bastila Shan thing.
That would be cool. And maybe Finn will be the main character.
Or, no, it'd be Kylo who would have to be the main character.
Yeah, because the villain who has a mask turns to the, gets saved and then, has to save the person who saved him.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Although Kylo's not as cool as Revan.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to see him do that iconic scene where he takes the mask off and it's like, yeah, we already knew who you were. Like the iconic, Revan takes the mask off moment.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking Kylo could live in Episode 9, to be quite honest with you guys. And
That'd
becomes
be cool.
he's
That'd be
like
cool.
he's like he
Wouldn't it
doesn't.
be interesting if, the Sith show back up and then, keep him prisoner?
I would say I honestly just thought he was gonna walk off. I mean, that they could do that and make it like a cliffhanger sort of thing. Like do the original Star Wars plan of never wasn't intended to be a trilogy. That's just what circumstance got us to. Because George didn't want to do it no more.
I think they're already planning another trilogy, in my opinion.
I'm sure they're
Yeah.
planning dozens of things by now.
Well, it's freaking Star Wars.
They have plans. I know they have.
Also, I love there's only 5 X-Wings to survive.
Yeah.
But again,
So that
there's
means
not-
half the resistance is
Oh,
gone.
no,
now.
there's more. There's more, actually. That's
1,
pretty
2,
cool. Also,
3,
they
4,
film-
5,
yeah.
6, 7. 7. There's 7 X-wings.
Like
Also, they're
X-Wing.
all celebrating, and it's like, the Republic is destroyed, millions are dead.
Do we get a name for what that planet that was blown up that the Senate was on is called?
Yes, Hosnian Prime.
Awesome. Also, I love how Poe is the only person who seems to be like, oh yeah, by the way, we got injured people. Everyone else is cheering, and then Poe's like, yeah, we got somebody with his spine, showing. Maybe we should fix that.
That's because he's Poe Dameron. He knows the priorities. He gets down to
He knows
business.
the fact that when you see somebody's spine, that's not a good thing. When Finn I would love it if somebody's Finn is spineless and Rey's huh, no, he was helping us. No, literally. Oh shit.
Despite the fact Princess Leia doesn't get anything to do, I do like what they set up with her in Before the Awakens. She's the Winston Churchill of Star Wars.
Everyone's hugging, or everyone's cheering over there. But then,
Oh, poor Chewie.
oh, poor Chewie.
At least JJ apologized for this film, to be fair. I mean, not this film. He apologized for
And
this
then all of a sudden, R2
Yeah,
just
this is the most
back.
convenient thing. R2 just comes back up.
I do like to think, though, R2 said a swear word when he talked to 3PO.
Motherfucker have been out a long time.
He's like, oh shit, not you again.
Well, that's what it implied.
Oh, how dare you call me that?
I mean, that, that's awesome.
You ass.
They're really just a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, R2 does come with...
Can I just say, the Resistance is totally pointless in this movie.
Yes, you said that.
You said that a bunch of
I know, I want to say that again. I want to just reiterate that. We're acting like we've been through so much with these people, and this is yeah, we blew up Starkiller Base. And I'm I don't even know who these people are. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what this galaxy is. Also, yay, it's the iconic, classic galaxy map.
Okay, let me ask you this, though. Can we still get this repaired? Is this Man of Steel, but without the crushingness that will be Batman vs. Superman?
If they do what I said they should do, which is have the Republic show up and have them be around and have there be, cruiser-on-cruiser battles in Episode 8.
I haven't seen much about Episode 8's production, except for that cool-looking shot with the black guards. Those were some cool guards looking. I wonder what those were.
Also, again, Finn, how do they move him if he has spinal injuries or whatnot?
That's a good
What
question.
was his injury? I still don't get it.
Well, I thought
Also, is he in a coma or is he just unconscious?
I assume he's in a coma.
he's probably unconscious.
Yeah, I mean he's in the next film. Also, and Friend Zone.
Friend zoned. Womp 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 womp.
How is that
Some
friend
people-
zone?
There was some people pointing out, what would the alternative be? Making out with the unconscious person? It'd be a little creepy.
I can see their point a little bit. I kind of
A
want
little.
to.
It's freaking terrifying. Also, where did they just happen to have like completely different gear? Like, wouldn't she be instead? Wouldn't they have instead given like standard Republic gear?
The novelization actually does a better job with this scene, I think. I think it's a novelization, or is it the Ray book?
I love the line where "May the Force be with you" from Leia.
Ray actually says, in the Ray book, Leia says something along the lines of, she looks at Ray and goes, I once had a chance to be on the path you are, sort of thing. I forgot how the rest of the line goes.
Also, do you think that did anybody else think that it was going to end when they were in hyperspace?
Yeah, I think it should have.
I don't know. I kind of.
I love the ending, but I think it's kind of a little. It's Return of the King, kind of like it's a good ending, but it still does too many fake outs.
I thought that too, but I need.
Also, there's that blue droid again, and Nine.
R2 went with them, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, good.
he did.
Okay, that's good. At least
BB-8 stayed back. Also, I love how Chewie's the one who goes with them. Also,
Yeah.
Can I just say it's kind of sad that we won't be able to get a
Chewie's death.
Also, they travel pretty fast. Like that's not how hyperspace works. But
unless time passed along. In the
it doesn't feel like that with the cuts. Is all I'm saying. But yeah, what's interesting? Yeah, this could totally be Tython.
It could be.
This could so be Tython. But yeah, what I was saying was, isn't it kind of sad that this ends on a cliffhanger, meaning that they can't do stuff set with these characters?
A little bit, I guess.
What was cool with episode 1 was you were able to do stuff with those characters before episode 5 came out.
That's true.
You got Swimmer of the Mind's Eye. You got that stuff.
No, you say episode 4.
That's what I said.
You said episode 1.
Oh, well,
it does do that
episode 1
with
as well.
Episode 1 has a bigger problem, though, because it's 15 years later. And not that...
It's 10.
10.
And that's perfectly fine. The problem is, that's good. You have 15 years of growth for Anakin as a character.
Yeah, but
the problem is that he doesn't grow as a character.
Well, that and there's a problem with it being a trilogy, as Captain Logan has pointed out. I agree.
It's fine. There's a difference between a trilogy. A trilogy doesn't need to be in one thing. Look at Rises. There's a 8-year gap. That's not the fact that it's an 8-year gap isn't the problem. It's the fact that Bruce quits for 8 years.
Yeah,
a trilogy is just a continuous saga throughout 3 stages. Those stages can come at different points in a timeline.
That's true. I always feel like good trilogy should keep it somewhat. I mean, if 1 year.
The original trilogy has like 2 years in between 2 of the movies, and
the
Nolan films have a massive time gap.
I always thought that was a bit of a problem, but then Bruce quitting too. You saw
Bruce
some
quitting
books.
is the problem.
Actually,
The
you
idea
saw some books and some.
The idea of him spending 8 years. Also, the grave, which this was shocking as all hell.
I saw the grave.
We knew Luke would be here, but still. Also, there seems to be something written on the grave.
There's a grave. You actually see some books too. In
is the grave?
But yeah, this was really cool. Also, the music here is beautiful.
I love the music
here.
Mark Hamill's growing that Obi-Wan beard.
Also, I love the little bit of the Imperial of Vader's theme here.
Oh, that was the Imperial March? That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that.
Which I think, again, is possibly either either proving that she's related to Vader, or that she will fall to the dark side in some path, or in some way.
I love
it's pretty much.
It's so cool seeing Mark Hamill play a good guy in live action, because he's just been playing villains for so long. Like, he's back to being Luke.
Or Bonnie Bratz. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's just back to being, like, kind Luke, and, you can still see Luke's a kind person. Like, you want to hug Luke.
Also,
look at this. Do you see that it's a kind look in the script? But this is not. It doesn't look kind. He looks depressed and sad. And
he says kindness in the eyes. The eyes.
Also, isn't this...
There's not kindness in the eyes. He looks sad in the eyes.
Also, isn't it pretty much thought that Rey is Luke's daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's too obvious. Also, they said they won't reveal it till episode 9, so pretty clearly not.
That's weird that they're not going to reveal it till episode 9.
Until episode 9.
Well, probably because she isn't his daughter.
And who is she? Is she Palpatine's clone of
No.
transgender clone?
They're good. Well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be transgender as much as just a twin when you get down to it.
Palpatine's younger twin, who somehow is a teenager, 20.
What I'm saying is, if you had a clone that was of a different gender, it would more so be a twin.
Boy, this
what if Snoke is Plagueis, and that's why he's after Rey?
That's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking, what if it's Plagueis and he's going after her because she's another Force anomaly, or is the grandchild of a Force anomaly?
Is he Plagueis?
That he accidentally created.
Is he Plagueis? That's the question. Like, are they actually going to do that?
I hope so, because I do not want this to just be, dude number 5. That just would be weak.
Yeah.
I think, but what if he's like 1,000-year-old Sith or ancient being kind of
Then
thing?
that'd be cool, as long as I want him to be a character we know.
I don't
Maybe make him like a Jun Paul or something.
I don't think he's gonna be a
Make him a-
character we know, though. That's the thing. I don't see them doing that.
Yeah,
I don't
know,
see them doing that either.
that.
What? Sorry.
I wish he was that.
I think he
wish
should be
too, but I
1,000
don't-
years old. I think that's he's ancient. That's for sure.
Well, he's not. We don't know if he's ancient. We just know that he's old.
He's old. He's old. He's old. He's old. Well, it's on you, Ryan Johnson. Now that's all I got to say.
And thank God, I'm not anti-Abrams. It's just,
He's a good starter, man, but he's not a good person that we want to continue on for that long.
Also, the recording lasted this long. Yay.
Thank
Mhm.
God. So let's wrap this up before we forget the credits. Let's just wrap this up. Okay, episode 447, we saw it. Yay, we all have our feelings. That's good. That's just,
what would I? We don't really have a rating
let's not
system,
rate it. I
but-
don't want to
Let's not write it.
I don't
But
like
It's
it.
I feel
I'll-
like
It's fun. It's a fun film, I think.
It's
if
a
you-
fun film and it's a nice
It's a fun-
reintroduction to the universe, but you get the point.
I feel like this was probably the worst viewing I've had of it. It's still good, but it doesn't feel epic in scope like I think it wants to be at times.
Do you think that might be because you're not in the theater?
Well, even in the theater, I kind of felt that outside of my first viewing. Like in my second viewing, I felt that as well. And I think it's because it cuts between a character piece and an epic, giant
I
battle.
think no. I think
And that's the
Antoine
problem.
from the Force Council said it best. It has a weak plot, but it has a good story. Meaning the actual plot of the overarching thing is weak, but the characters, Rafo and Pin, Kylo, they're strong and they have potential.
I agree.
You know
What I'm
saying?
talking about, though, is the fact that we cut from that to giant, epic, galaxy-changing things, and act like those things have been built to when they haven't.
The character story's strong, but the war story's weak.
Yeah, it's very disjointed in that
It's not
regard.
just that story's weak. It's that they
Or
keep
non-existent.
cutting to it and acting like we should care.
Or non-existent.
Just let it be about the characters then, or convey the universe and the First Order stuff that through the characters.
Which either Episode 8 should do, or, well, hopefully it does both. We all want it to do both.
Well, I mean, you can do a character study while having the characters represent their ideologies and their groups.
Right.
I mean, that's how Batman v Superman should have been. Is you represent Gotham, represent Metropolis, kind of thing. Like that's how those characters are in the comics. And with that, have it be like that. Like Vader is the embodiment of everything the Empire stands for. Same with Tarkin, and Leia is kind of the embodiment of the Rebellion and by extension the Republic. Padme is the embodiment of the Republic.
Hux is more.
Obi-Wan
Funny enough,
Obi-Wan
Hux.
is the embodiment of the Jedi. Qui-Gon is the embodiment of the Force itself. Gray Jedi, so not
You could
Jedi, not.
actually,
Maul is the embodiment of the Sith, and then Anakin is the embodiment of kind of just nice, kind people, the everyman
Don't
kind
you
of
mean
thing.
Luke? Shouldn't Luke be that?
I'm talking about episode 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I said Qui-Gon.
Oh, that's right. I know. I thought you were just going through a bunch of characters because you meant Vader for once. If you go by that logic, I think you could do something interesting with General Hux, more with Kylo.
Exactly, that's my thing. Like, you could have. I feel like they should have put more focus on just show us a scene of Hux just doing something to convey that, okay, he is the standard First Order person. He's the embodiment of the First Order. So then show him doing something. And then show, the embodiment of the Knights of Ren, which is Kylo, and show him just not on his downtime, but you know what I mean, like a scene
Kylo on his down.
to establish character and what these sides stand for, and give us more scenes of just Poe and the Resistance doing just things.
Pose.
Basically, this film lacks focus and tries to.
Well, it has too much. It has a lot of focus. I think it doesn't have downtime.
Yeah.
It's not. I think saying it's unfocused. Like it has that you can.
Yeah, it has focus. The problem is it's almost too much focused. It's too much of a straight line. And they put some breathers in, but the problem is it's only with the same two characters. I think we needed a breather with Kylo. We needed a breather with Hux. We needed to establish what these characters were like and what the world was like. Because we're
Everybody needed a
focusing too much on a
race.
status quo change. But the thing is, you can't just have everything to be about the status quo change. You have to make it about we have to know what the world was like before you have the status quo change. Because I don't know what the status was previously.
Kylo and Hux needed a Rey scene, like at the beginning when we see Rey's little life, which I
Yeah,
like.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Especially because that would also, they're the avatars for their specific groups. So then have them show what they are doing.
Or at least give Kylo one. Hux is, well, I think you probably should give Hux two, but he's kind of...
We'll have it be the same scene then.
Yeah, give Hux and Kylo kind of a thing. But yeah, I still enjoy this film. I can watch it anytime. I want to really watch the deletes. I want to watch the bonus features. Like, I really want to know the making of this, and I wish it had audio commentary. And at least say what you will about... And say what you will about JJ. At least he's a humble director. He'll admit mistakes.
But I hope Rian Johnson actually fixes them.
I actually heard Rian Johnson's a pretty good director, so I have kind of hope.
Yeah, we should probably watch Looper or something.
Is it on Netflix?
Nope.
Well, anyway, should we end the recording now, guys?
Final thoughts for you guys? Well, I guess we just gave all of our thoughts.
Overall,
it's a fun film.
Would you recommend it?
But it's a little self-important.
Would you recommend it, though, to people?
I would recommend it, but I would say it's a good experience before it's a great film, and before it's a great sequel. I feel like it doesn't...
I think this film
would... a great experience for the next Star Wars film, but I feel like it's not the best next step after 30 years.
It's not a sequel to Return of the Jedi.
It's not a good sequel to Return. Yeah, you're right.
It's not a good sequel to...
I think it's more of a good... I would say, well, not good, like okay starter to the new saga, but it's not a direct sequel to Return of the Jedi, if you know what I'm saying.
And the problem is it tries to be that in a few points.
Right,
yes.
Right, but...
And that's the issue, I think it needed something in between. And all the, Journey to the Force Awakens stuff, it takes place, immediately after Return of the Jedi, instead of setting this up.
Or before Force Awakens. Before the Awakens.
Yeah, that's the only book that actually set up the Episode 7 itself.
And New Republic Bloodlines, which is coming out this year.
Well, that's not out yet, and Before the Awakening came out the same day the film did.
I actually got this book before the film. But yeah, we're going in circles, and I want to...
Well, it was supposed to come out that day.
Right. Well, we're going in circles now, and I want to end recording before my computer...
So, yeah, this movie, decent. It's good. It's not as good as Episode 5. I would almost say that Episode 3 is more entertaining. Well, this is more entertaining, but I almost prefer Episode 3. It's weird.
It's a nostalgia thing for you, I think.
I think with Episode 3, though, for me, it stopped being nostalgia over the years and just started to be accumulation of events that I like from the expanded universe and stuff like that. And I just feel like I like seeing Jedi get